I'm so not prepared. How are we, people? Well, first of all, I'm going to turn your audio up because I already immediately forgot to turn it on, yeah? So, hopefully, everything's loud enough. Midnight, welcome in, brother. How are you, mate? Every bloody time. Late every time, mate. We got to... Let us know if the audio's all right. Let me know. But first of all, welcome Pokelotto and Cardonomics. How are you, people?
How are you?
Very good, mate.
Oh, we're so good.
Very good. We're pumped. There's nowhere else you'd rather be on Tuesday night, right?
I mean, yeah, beer in hand, ready to go for tonight.
What are you drinking?
I've actually got a Pirate Life South Coast Pale Ale.
Nice,
It came with a free drink bottle, Frank Green drink bottle. So I was like, yeah, that's beer for this week. Or maybe, yeah, for the weekend.
That sounds a little bit trendy. What do you call it? Craft beery? Is it a craft beer?
Yeah, well, I think it's from like South Australia.
You make me sick. Bazooki, welcome.
Yeah, it's from Adelaide.
From Adelaide? Oh, God.
I'm a sucker for something that's free and looked pretty cool. So
all the way
it's like a $40 drink bottle. I'm snagging it.
I was going to say, all the way to Tasmania, isn't that like, it's probably like a $10 beer, $12 beer, isn't it?
Oh, pretty much. Everything's an import.
What are you drinking, Cardonomics? What are you drinking?
Got nothing in front of me at the moment, to be honest, but just usually on the water, mate. Not a drinker.
Oh, you're not a drinker? Good boy.
Very fair play.
The only reason I'm drinking beer tonight is because it's hot as hell right now. You'd know, you're a Melbourne lad, aren't you, Cardonomics?
Yeah, it's hot, man. It's stuffy.
It's gross. Yeah, I've got a fan right above me right now, just like pumping at me.
Yeah, same.
Cuz Collects, welcome in, mate. How are ya? Midnight Traders, we love Adelaide. Why do you love Adelaide? Tell us about it. Actually, you know what? That's a good segue. I'm just going to segue it just because he's just said it. But first up, Midnight Traders heading to Adelaide.
Big move.
Thought I'd give you a plug. Yeah, so he's getting it on the road. He's going to do his first interstate one. And then how are you doing this Midnight? Where's the chat gone? I've lost the chat already. Far out. Oh, pop out chat. See, sorry guys, I'm like a bit slow today.
Oh, you're yelling everywhere.
Oh, far out. I've just realized. Yeah, I'm just realizing I'm showing the screen. Yeah. Let's go back.
No, that's all right.
Let's go back to us.
No spoilers.
No find it. I don't know where to fucking find it. Oh, I've actually lost my page now.
Same as Melbourne,
anyway,
but in Adelaide.
What's been happening, Pokelotto? What's been happening,
Very
mate? Let us tell us what's been happening. What's going on?
Well, it's pretty action-packed, isn't it? Pokemon's kind of going off. I think. Well, we've had Surging Sparks come out since we did our last potty, and
yes. Well, actually,
no. It came out the Friday before.
Actually, but that's we'll talk on that actually first because obviously a lot's happening with Surging Sparks.
Yeah.
It's sold out across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of drip fed all of the stock that I got a little bit because I knew that it was going to be next coming out for our reprint in March. So I was like, well, if I'm actually going to have stock of this for the next couple of months, I can't really just throw it all up there. And I'm kind of happy that I did because now some of the boxes are selling. I think a case was selling for like 2.3 grand or something like that.
What's a box going for now, straight off the bat? It's nearly...
I mean, I've seen like people snapping them up like instantly at like 280, 290. So, I mean, you could probably easily get sales at 300 to 320 if you know people that are actually after it. So,
yeah,
pretty crazy, pretty crazy.
So, what are you guys selling? Both of you guys sell, right? You guys are both selling.
Yeah.
What are you guys? So, are you holding on to stock, or are you? Did you know this was going to happen, Cardonomics? Did you know that this was going to be a big hit?
I knew it was coming, but the rate that it came was probably the most surprising. Like, it just sort of... Because we were used to doing things one way and stock was plentiful. There was surplus stock after release. And this is the first time that it's been sold out, prior to a release. So that was kind of catching everyone off guard because the information coming through was like, there's a little bit left, but not a lot. And then all of a sudden it's like, nah, there's nothing. And you sort of don't find that out till it comes out, so... I think it caught a lot of people off guard.
Was this a set that was like undersupplied? Do you think it was undersupplied, that there wasn't a lot, or it was actually as popular as they thought it was?
A bit hard to tell. Because there's so much demand for it. Like it's just a bit of a mixed bag as to whether it was printed pretty in short supply or whether there's just a lot of people after it. So now there's just like so much demand that, you know, they've all been snatched up. But I mean, the fact that they just said, oh yeah, there's a reprint coming out 5 months after the release and it sold out at all distros was kind of a good sign that, you know, it was going to be hot. So I know that I grabbed a bunch, but yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting.
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
go. No, you go. You go.
No, I
I've lost
reckon
my
it's a bit
chat. Sorry, by the way.
Yeah,
guys.
that's all right.
I've lost the fucking chat. I don't know how to get it back.
I reckon there's a bit of a mix because I'm seeing a kind of a pattern of having logistics issues, especially to Australia. So whether I'm pretty sure we're going to get the same amount of stock, so the demand's like obviously higher, but you know the split of waves and like the product delays tells me there's something going on logistically as well.
Yeah.
So whether we got it all straight away or not, and it's been split in two, or it is more stock or extra stock, I think it's a bit of both. And I think I think we're going to keep getting issues like this moving forward. So,
Do you reckon this is something to do with banter? Like, do you think we have problems just having the one distro and like having all our chickens in one basket? Is that like?
I mean, banter's always like having issues, but like I think the fact that they actually got the set out on the release day is like, you know, when that happens, you just have to be like, I mean, it's probably a decent release. Like, I think for a couple of years there, the last set of the year, I know Fusion Strike in Australia was delayed like 2-3 weeks for like all products. And then I think we also had the same thing with maybe Silver Tempest or one of the other sets from like 2022. So, I mean, banter's always a little bit of a mixed bag, but like, I know that I got all of my allocation and I haven't seen anybody that actually got theirs like severely cut than what they usually would. So,
The
I mean, it seems pretty good.
The ETBs were released late though, weren't they?
oh, late, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think the ETBs are always the thing that's a little bit delayed.
And is that banter? Or is that just them not getting it, or is that America not sending it over, or like what's that?
It can be both. Like I know for Shrouded Fable, like that was purely delayed because of the. I can't remember. There was something that was in there, like the dice or the damage counters weren't printed, and then they were like delayed worldwide. So I'm not too sure whether like the ETBs and stuff here in Australia were delayed specifically. I didn't hear anything from like the US of it being delayed, so maybe it was a banter thing.
Yeah.
But
We
they are
had
a bigger
Paldean
brother.
Fates delayed though. Paldean was delayed, and then
Oh, that was
we've
delayed,
got
eh?
Terrapagos UPCs are now delayed. We had the Shrouded
Yeah.
debacle. Like, there's a bit going on.
Mm.
So I think it's a bit of both. But yeah, look, having one distro isn't ideal, but because we're like, even though we're a large country, but our population or per capita isn't large, so they don't see the need for another one. So I don't think it's ever going to happen.
You reckon they're just going to hold on to that? Banter's got it for the next 200 years. They just got it.
I'm pretty sure they've
I
only
don't
got
know.
it until 2026. Like, that's when
Yeah.
the contract runs out. But whether they renew or it goes up for tender, I don't know yet. But they'll see it out to the end of the 30th Annie.
Okay, so how long have they had it for? How long they've had it for in Australia? How long have Banter had it for?
Don't know.
No idea.
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't know
While.
anybody else that's done it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll
Been a
look-
while.
Yeah. So Surging Sparks has boomed. The price is going through the roof. I think I actually had a graph. I did have a graph. Let's see if I got everything working now. Yeah.
Show us the numbers.
Well, this is in US dollars, and this is like, and this graph is as good as Instagram's going to give me. Yeah, because like I said. So on release, it's now at 200 a box. This is 200 a box, like straight off the bat. This is US dollars. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever that is in Australia, I'm not smart enough to add this up. But everywhere I saw Gabe at Luna Cards out there, he said they sold out straight away. Like and they don't even have any coming. Like it's just whatever, people are sitting on it. We know people are sitting on it though, right? People are sitting on this.
Oh, there would be some people that would be sitting on it. As I said, I made sure that I did kind of drip feed it because I just wanted to have stock, like
How many?
at least for the 5 months. So
How many do you?
I
Lotto, how much do you really have? How much have you got on you right now?
And how much is it?
Yeah.
yeah.
And when's it going on your
Well,
website at $450 a
on-
box?
Yeah, on the first like release, I put out. Well, I have my vending machine, so I put 2 cases worth in the vending machines, and then I think I've sold maybe over 7 cases so far
Wait,
just on the website.
you have vending machines. Where are
Yeah.
these vending machines?
In Tasmania.
Oh, what the hell? Are they Pokelotto vending machines?
No, the Pop Attack. So I work with the Pop Attack team, and I manage all the Tasmania stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but yeah. So I think at the moment I've probably got 18 cases left in the office next door, somewhere around there. I also pillaged some from like Aussie Collectibles and some other places
Yeah.
because I knew that I wasn't gonna have enough. So I was like, oh, it's $2.20 a box. I was buying a lot at $2.20 a box. So
I feel like that's going to be fine though. That's going to be 220 is nothing, I think, in the scheme of things right now.
Yeah, anything under like MSRP really for like Pokemon, like if it's this hot, is going to be pretty fine. Like
yeah,
I think that's usually how I run it back. Is if it's under MSRP, like it's usually just fine to hold on anyway. Like it's Pokemon, statistically you're not gonna really lose money even if you just hold on to it for 5 years. So
famous last words. Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all up until it's not anymore. So
how much are you sitting on Cardonomics?
I've only got a few cases, man, to be honest. I wasn't ready for what was going to happen. And again, I got cut a bit as well from what I normally order.
Yeah.
Basically told that I'll get more in the next lot, but I don't know what that's going to look like now. Again, I think it even caught them a bit off guard what happened, and yeah.
Well, I was going to...
Yeah, go.
No, you keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just think, like, moving forward, this is the climate. That was the shift, and this is going to happen for the foreseeable future. So I think a lot of people's mindset was still back at, all right, there's going to be surplus or the reprints are going to drop the price, but I don't think it's going to happen like what people think, because everyone's used to that right now.
Yeah.
So I think people are going to have to get used to higher pre-order prices, which I don't think most are ready for yet. And just, the demand and trying to fight for stock's going to be prevalent until the economic conditions change, which I don't think is going to be for a while, but that's just the new reality with Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, actually going to ask you about that. How do allocations work? Especially from, like, obviously you guys are competing with, your Kmarts, your EB Games, and then there is bigger, obviously big game stores and whatnot. How do you know? Do you know it? Like, because you don't know what your allocation is. You can just say, hey, yeah, I want like 10 cases or 500 cases of Surging Sparks. But how does that work? How do you guys do that?
Such a mixed bag. Like, I know they've had like the reprints for 151 or like the reprint restock for like a whole bunch of products, and they put booster bundles up there. This would have been like maybe a month ago at this point. I ordered like 600, and the last time I ordered that many, I got allocated 12. So, it's all we all just like pray to the banter gods that they're actually going to give us somewhat of a decent allocation. But for stuff that's like that, it's going to be really strict. Obviously, they like to deal with you in a way where if you buy all of this rubbish, like they'll be a little bit more lenient, or if you've got a certain amount of numbers to back up like what you've actually ordered, like they like having confidence that the people that they're giving stock to are going to be able to move it, and that's just their business model is put their stock in the hands of people that are going to support them and pay their bills. So it's it's always a mixed bag with banter, as we talked about before, but yeah, that's pretty much just you put in whatever number and you just hope that a decent one comes back.
Yeah. Are you pressured to sell a certain amount by banter? Like, for example, do you have to go, oh shit, if I don't sell this, they don't give me, or it's just is what it is?
It's more for like you, if you can't sell it and then your money's all held up in one thing. Like, I know that I played a couple of drops a little bit too safe. Like, I don't probably Fusion Strike booster boxes, everybody would look at, they're like, those were up on the banter distro portal for like so long, just sitting there at what 163 a box or whatever it is at that point, and I only bought like one case because no one was buying them, and yeah, I could have made a fortune if I just had have spent more money on that. But like, I don't know, it's it's just wild stuff from banter.
Yeah. I've never had to deal with them. And Cardonomics, how long have you been doing this for? How long have you been dealing with banter for, and like having a store under your name?
like full time, only about a year,
Yep.
but I was involved with an account there for a few years. But I was kind of behind the scenes a bit because I had other stuff going on. I actually took a lot of time off work, so it was just more of a hobby. But for last year, I've really pushed it. So yeah, like I still understand how it works, and like Pokelotto was saying, with Fusion Strike, I remember seeing that online as well, and I started ordering that, every sort of couple of orders that I did. But you just think it's gonna kind of like never gonna go anywhere, or it's gonna be there forever. Then all of a sudden it's gone. I think that a lot of people just have that mindset because it's like that for so long. But then, yeah, it just can disappear in a day without notice.
Yeah.
So you kind of just got to make your plans early. But again, like he was saying, you don't want your money tied up for too long either if it's just gonna sit there. Because no one wanted
Yeah.
Fusion back then. It's like
Yeah.
you couldn't
Yeah,
sell
and
it.
all of a sudden you have like Prismatic Evolutions, and you're like, oh, well, I want to order as much as I could possibly get my hands on for this, and I don't want my whole net worth to be held up in Paradox Rift booster boxes because they were $163 at the time, and that was the only box that was available. So I bought the whole thing, and they're like, oh, great, now I have to get rid of these if I actually want to have a chance at getting how much I want to get of this hot set. So
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, you have to make your own decisions, and it's always a bit of a gambling game, even from like a business that doesn't open a single pack of cards and you just sell sealed. It's like you still, it's same as with any business that sells stock or any inventory. It's like you're always kind of gambling with whatever you're ordering. So
Yeah. Well, Cardonomics, you've got a lot. Actually, before I get to this, I'm just gonna adjust the chat because I got the chat back. So sorry to the chat. I did lose you for a moment there. Shout out to everyone in the chat, by the way. Midnight Traders, I'll get to your Adelaide show in a second. Sorry, I cut you off. Gaz, thank you so much for becoming a member. Legend, thank you so much. Haley Jennings, welcome in. Ivanka Global, RUZZ, I've seen your face. Bazuki, love you, bro. Thanks, mate, for coming in. Brendan Morris. Sorry, guys, I was just Kanto. Sorry, I lost my chat. I got the chat back. We're all back. We're all listening to you. I can see you guys. I can see you guys now. Forgot what I was going to say now. Shit. Cardonomics, you got a lot of stuff in the background there. How much of that's dead stock? How much of that stock you're sitting on to hold? How much... Do you have like a figure in your head of how much you need to hold, sell for later because you know it's going to boom?
Well,
Bit of a
this
loaded
is
question.
actually this was my office, and now it's become storage because I got no room in the other storage areas.
Yeah.
So it's just like for me at the moment, I didn't expect business to get as big as this, like that it's gone, so quickly. And I kind of just love buying any opportunity. So, and again, I don't just do Pokemon. So I try to sell enough to keep things moving. But at the same time, like I'm only still one guy here, so I'm still doing the listing, the packing, and the ordering, the content like I do, running the page. So there's all this stuff that I'm doing. So I got to try and balance everything out. So I'm not just constantly like packing orders and doing stuff. I can still do the other things. So that's the fine line I'm trying. And because I just buy so much stuff, it just accumulates. So
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know really everything that's there, but I definitely got to get onto selling more than I am now one day because it's going to keep accumulating. So
How
I'm
much?
getting around to it.
How much dead stock do you reckon you have?
Oh, look, there's some mistakes from years ago. I've been doing this over 10 years. So, like, there are plenty of mistakes and reminders of, like, past things. And this was, what I'm trying to sort of explain to people now. Certain games have a lifespan and the chances of them dying is pretty high when they're a new game. And you don't get that with Pokemon, which is good. But when you start dabbling in other stuff, like, I learned that, the hard way that, hodling or holding too long doesn't always work out well. So there is stuff like that has... it hasn't worked out the way I wanted it to, but again, that's a lesson. And yeah, I'll slowly move through that. But yeah, look, I've just got that much stuff. I don't even know what's there. So
Yeah.
a little bit of
Feel
dead,
that,
but
feel that.
most of it, yeah, most of it's sellable and yeah, probably in profit or anything from the store is hopefully at a profit. So yeah, that's just where I'm at right now.
When you say
There's a lot
games,
going on.
what do you mean by games? Like, what do you said certain things don't... Because like I never really think about that now that you've said it. Like, Pokemon kind of does, even someone will always want a battle styles, ETB for no reason, at some point, yeah. But like,
Yeah.
what's an example of something that just sits there and you go, oh shit, I don't know how I'm going to sell this now, or that dies out.
Well, like Pokemon has its like ups and downs, but it never goes anywhere.
Yeah.
But then you got like, you know, Bandai is a classic example when they bring out, you know, like Dragon Ball, Digimon, now One Piece, and whenever other games they bring out, they eventually die, and like they haven't really held on to a game that's had that longevity like a Pokemon or a Magic.
Yeah.
So when you start getting into these, like, yes, there's opportunity. You know, yes, people are making money, and when there's a frenzy like this and what's coming, there's going to be a lot of money getting thrown around, and it's not just going to be in Pokemon. So I guess it's just like me learning now that there is an opportunity there if I'm investing to make money, or yes, I'm a store and if I want to expand like my range and customer base, I got to branch into other games, but I still got to manage that risk. So that's what I'm trying to do now. And again, you learn every day. You know, I'm always a student, so but yeah, you learn your lessons and you hopefully you make adjustments to improve, and then hopefully next time you come out a bit better. That's it.
Yeah.
That's sort of how it works. So.
Do you dabble in other things with Pokelotto? You do a bit of other things too, don't you? Or are you just...
I mean, I've got like One Piece, which, you know, I jumped on that when it was really popping off the first couple of sets. It's kind of simmered down now that they've sorted everything out. But they did do like a couple of reprints of the first few sets, I think it was, which really like tanked the price of some of that stuff. So I think that's where Pokemon is like just such a safe bet compared to all of those other TCGs, because they're just very unpredictable. Like even Magic, which had such a, you know, well, it had like a good streak, but they've just like banned a couple of cards, and then like the price of like products there crash. But like Pokemon's been so consistent over the years, just with how they like run their business, that you can kind of expect all of their products to be pretty similar on the trajectory up. Like my rule at the moment is just as long as I'm buying something that's got a sealed booster pack in it, and I'm buying it at like wholesale, it's probably going to be sold at some point throughout my website's lifespan, because, you know, that pack is going to accumulate in its own price. And even at Battle Styles right now, if I bought like one of the binders, I think that have the one pack of cards in it, if that was a Battle Styles pack, that's like an $8 pack now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's crazy to me. But yeah, the only dead stock that I really have is like WEISS, which I'm not touching WEISS ever again.
Really?
It's really fun to open, and a lot of people really enjoy like specific ones, but it's so hard to find a buyer for those. So unless I've got somebody directly, yeah, there you go. Like you need somebody that directly, I think, that really likes one of the things. But I've got a couple of WEISS sets that are now like a year or two old, and I have not sold a box in pretty much that long. Like they do die off very quickly.
That actually surprises me, because I was under the impression WEISS is popular. It's just hard to get in Australia because there's just not a lot of people stocking it. Like you can't, there's not a lot of stores you go into and they've just got it on hand, right? Everyone will have sports cards and Pokemon. That's pretty standard across the board. But like WEISS is like not really.
It's very niche, man.
It is niche, and like
you have to find the buyers, and that's like.
Yeah, I think the key to it is, you know, because I've got an international audience, and if you build an audience that, you know, likes WEISS, you're going to be able to sell it. But, you know, if you're trying to buy a WEISS and you're not, you know, doing that building like you do with Pokemon or your main set, you're probably going to struggle. But, you know, that's why I like platforms like eBay, where you got international reach, and if you have to get rid of something, you know, more times than not, you can put it up at a price and it'll sell. But yeah, look, I think you got to stick to what you're comfortable with, and when you're expanding, you got to do it in the right way and try to attract, you know, a customer base for that. But yeah, like there's a lot more people doing sort of like different card games, where there's used to, like people used to only have like maybe one or, you know, two max, but everyone's starting to get into more things, which is good. So you got more like trading between different card games, which is nice to see. So there is more options, and I think like even breakers now is going to become a lot more like a regular thing, and then with Whatnot coming, you're going to get more people doing that. So you might get some WEISS breakers, who knows? That's going to be an avenue to get rid of products. So there's all these things opening. But yeah, it's just a matter of how you're building your business, I think, as to what capabilities, you know, you have.
Well, have you looked into the Whatnot thing? Because I was actually chatting with Gabe the other day, and they said Whatnot's like sort of, in a sense, it's a game changer now for getting rid of stock. Because it's
going to be massive.
Yeah, and like eBay should have probably jumped onto this. He was sort of saying like eBay should have thought of this first. Like why eBay didn't, you know, do it right off the bat is, I think they will now. I think
skill issue.
What was that? Sorry.
Skill issue.
Skill issue. What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. They're just like sleeping. I think they're a little bit behind on a couple of things. Sometimes they're like ahead of the curve, but I don't know. They seem to be pretty
I feel
stuck
like
in their ways sometimes.
the Whatnot thing is gonna blow up bigger than I think it. I think Whatnot should blow up. I think it's actually a pretty good app. I like it. I think it's a good vibe, right? eBay should just do it and do it better. Just straight off the bat, just do it. Like, do it now. Hurry up. The business model and the template is already there. They've already done the hard work for you, eBay. They've already like set the template. Like, rip it off completely.
I thought Whatnot was just going to get picked up by like eBay.
Why eBay?
I thought they were just going to.
That would be the most obvious thing to happen. eBay just go, here's like, you know, a big chunk of money.
Yeah, I think Whatnot know what they've got and they're happy with, you know, cooking along with it because it does seem to be pretty. Yeah.
Let it build and then just
Yeah, I reckon it's going to change a lot. Like, obviously, you got TikTok and Facebook. I think the barrier to entry is a bit more difficult on those platforms because like you need a page to stream on Facebook, so you got to get in with the big pages and the admins. Then you got TikTok, you need to have like a minimum following count, and you need to do all this stuff and jump through hoops. But I think the barrier to entry might be a bit easier for Whatnot. Like they might still want to see something, but yeah, look, it might open up the door, and it might. I think it's the ease as well because you don't need your own website and stuff, so you can just basically run a shop from there where you don't have TikTok shop, and it's same with Facebook. It's all done through like PayID or whatever, like that sort of stuff. So it's a bit more underground sort of thing, but I think that's going to open up a lot of doors, and it's going to bring a lot of people that want to do this stuff, or maybe they've been on the sidelines or like thinking about doing it. They might just bite the bullet now. So you're going to see an explosion in people wanting to break, and I think the demand is there for it because you see with the people that break now. There's a lot of people that are very busy, and like I work with a lot of people that have just started and they're already getting busy. So
from doing breaks, like just
is
that TikTok or YouTube?
Oh, mainly TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok's too big.
TikTok. Yeah. I keep hearing it. I think we spoke about this last time, Pokelotto. Like the TikTok thing, I got to like jump on it, but I don't know. It just seems different on YouTube. The platform in my head, maybe this is showing my age. I'm a boomer, yeah, right? Like it looks. When you see it on the big rectangle watching it, it makes sense than watching someone rip like on the tiny, I don't know. But like you say, there must be a demand for it. People obviously don't give a shit about that. They're just like, shut up. Hands, just rip me something. I don't need to see your face. Just show us your hands, rip it.
I mean, I think you kind of like need to have a face on like any platform just for like, just as a business, it's probably good to have your face out there. But like, I think definitely people are just hungry for, the ease of access of just being able to whip out your phone and be like, all right, I can buy some packs and I can have them open for me right now. It's like, that's just the world we living in where it's just dopamine right in your hand. So TikTok is the Zoomer platform that's perfect for that kind of thing.
Well, I was going to ask, because both of you guys, obviously you sell, and now you both have YouTube channels. Like, did you start the YouTube channels as a way to boost? Is it what's the word? Is it like a secondary part of your business, or was it like a whole other thing altogether? Or you're like, I do the YouTube thing to sell more product. I get the, because that has worked for a lot of people. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
like Pokemon and some
I was about to say Pokemon was like the first
really
person I was about to say.
Yeah, which is like, I am about to change my YouTube name to Pokelotto TCG, and then I'm going to start up a Pokelotto YouTube channel so that I can do like business stuff. Because at the moment, my YouTube channel is purely just for my like passion side of the hobby, which is the card game. So yeah, I do need to like have some kind of brand differentiation so that I can have a TCG specific channel and then something that I can push business stuff on, because at the moment I really don't have that. Like, my platform started purely as this is the business and I'm pumping all of my business stuff through here, but now it's more pivoted to me using it as an outlet for the TCG rather than anything, which is
could you still
not
do
the best
both?
Business move. You could do both, but it's kind of like with anything, like social wise, you don't want to have a mixed audience, where I know that some people that play the TCG, not a lot of them, like that are hardcore players, actually collect at the same time, or I would be interested in the business side of stuff. So if you post a video onto YouTube and you've got 50% that are here just for the business and 50% that are only here for the TCG, then 50% of people that you're subscribed to aren't going to click on that video because they know they're not interested. So if you want your videos to be, you know, have the best chance of actually going viral or getting any attention, you want to already have like your
so
audience.
You do just want to be you do just want to be YouTube famous. It's not about selling cards. It's just
well, like if they kind of go hand in hand. Like if you're YouTube famous, I'm pretty sure you're not going to have any trouble selling your booster packs on your website. So yeah, that's pretty much the thick of it. PokeRev, I think, doing pretty good for himself on both his mystery packs and his website as well as the YouTube. So it's
good point, eh? Kind of that celebrity stardom kind of does, you know, help make more money, eh? It kind of just filters into itself, eh? Over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that your mindset as well, Cardonomics, by starting a YouTube channel? Help sell product?
The idea was to do content, hence why I chose the name Cardonomics, was like trading cards and economics. I wanted to bring a different flavor, like something different. That's why I look at like broader economic cycles and try and mix that in with, you know, trading cards. Like basically, you know, when are we going to get these, you know, dips in the market? When are we going to get these pumps in the market? Like what's happening now? I try to put everything together. I just didn't see anyone doing that kind of content, and it's what I'm passionate about. So I tried to bring the two together. And then to start the store full time was more or less to, you know, make a living to be able to do this. So like I invested for a long time and had plenty of product, and I took a few years off. I used to sell cars before this, and you know, the COVID thing happened and it wasn't viable for me to keep selling cars. So I took a few years off, did a bit of study, did a bit of travel when we got let out of the cage.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically I got back from Europe with this idea, and I'm like, I'm going to start. And that's when I started the Facebook group, started doing Instagram content, because I didn't really have a house then. I sold everything basically before I left. I don't know why, but yeah, tried to look for somewhere to live and settle. And when I finally, you know, found somewhere, I started doing, you know, the YouTube stuff and the video stuff. But the business just like really, like it got bigger than what I ever imagined. Like I said, like in that like small amount of time. So like
what year
trying
did you
to balance
start? Sorry,
them now.
what year?
Sorry.
What year was this?
So the full-time business just started really January, but the Cardonomics Facebook group only like November last year, October, something like that. I started from nothing, but yeah, again, I kind of like that I did it and I made mistakes and I did the right things, and I can kind of hopefully portray that in content to show people, all right, this is what works and this is what doesn't. So I can still marry the two in together, which is nice. But yeah, even the content journey's been, you know, a challenging one, but something that I'm enjoying, and it's something like new that I've never done before, which is cool. So yeah, like I'm enjoying the ride for sure. But that's how it basically all started. Yeah, nothing really goes to plan.
Nothing.
You just got to go with it.
Okay, I like that. Well, I actually did want to ask you about this one, because you posted this 2 weeks ago. Stellar Crown sold out. Was this?
Yeah.
Is it still sold out, or is it come back? This is 2 weeks ago, eh?
Hasn't
is everything sold? Everyone keeps saying that everything's selling out right now. Someone said that Obsidian Flames, have they stopped printing that now?
Yeah,
that's sold out. Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah. So I mean, Banter's got no booster boxes, and they haven't for about probably a week and a bit now, maybe 2 weeks. So you're gonna just see products on storefronts just like slowly diminishing over the next little while until we hear anything different. But
is Scarlet and Violet about to pop off? Because are we in a boom right now? We're in a bit of a boom, yeah? Like, Pokemon is kind of hot right now. Like, Stellar Crown was a pretty good set. I thought Stellar Crown was probably, up until Surging Sparks, probably the better set. Like, people like Twilight Masquerade, I'm not a fan, but they obviously had the Greninja. It's pretty big. Stellar Crown, decent big set. Obviously, Surging Sparks doing what it's doing. And then now we've got Prismatic Evolutions in the near future, right? So Pokemon's like doing another boom, because we kind of had a bit of a slouch, but now we're just... It's just hot now, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering the last time that Banter was out of stock of booster boxes on their website was 2020, it's kind of like, well, where are we going now? It seems like it's probably the same kind of direction. So really only time will tell, but like the last set of any era is always, or the last year of any era of Pokemon is always like the big one. So 2022 was massive. We're now going into 2025, and we've got like one of the coolest sets, it seems, kickstarting the year with Prismatic Evolutions, and then we've got people that are probably arguably more hyped for the Rocket set that's eventually going to come out. So
Do we? We
And
don't
then
have a date.
2026.
We don't have.
Yeah,
a
we
date
don't have
for
it. Like, yeah, we like know when they'll be. Like, all the sets end up getting released around the same time each year, so
It'll be
we have like an
May,
idea.
I reckon. I reckon it'll be
Yeah,
May.
it'll be because we'll have the first one, which is like always scheduled for around March, April, which is like when the rotation happens for the TCG. So it'll be early in the year, and then it's usually like 2 to 3 months is the next one, and then because it goes quarterly for the 4 different main sets. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be the holiday set. I feel like we've had word that it's probably not going to be the holiday set that comes out in like July. But who knows? It could very well be like same as Prismatic Evolutions, the ETB only set.
Yeah, which I thought, I only just realized, I didn't really jerry onto that the other day, that like that is a holiday set, because as far as I know, Prismatic Evolutions, is that sold, that pre-sales, that's surely pre-sold out everywhere, yeah?
Oh, it's kind of hard because no one's got their allocations, and I think
Midnight
everybody's
Traders
probably
made for Rocket. Thanks,
made
Midnight.
for Rocket. So that will most likely be a main set if it's May.
Yeah.
We know in Japan we got Hot Air Arena and we got the Glory of Team Rocket in March and April respectively. And usually when they have set
they'll
releases
combine
that
into
close, they'll combine into our English set. So like the chances are it's going to be a main set, and I think it's going to be around May. That's the chances, I think. But again, we won't know till it's officially announced. But that's just what I'm thinking with what I see what's happening in Japan.
One thing about Prismatic Evolutions is like it's obviously a big set. It's got all the. By the way, I just wanted to go through these quickly before I get to my point. Did you guys see these new SIRs they released?
Oh, absolute heaters!
Are you fucking serious? I thought they were junk as fuck.
What the look at the Blood Moon Ursaluna. That
the
is
cheese,
like, actually
the fucking Silver Surfer cheese stick is the best card. Biggest stringer cheese stick is the best. That can fuck right off. That sucks.
That
sucks.
The worst one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
The Blood Moon Ursaluna is so good.
Really? That's going to do well, the Dragapult. The Dragapult's going to be very popular.
I say they look crap now, and then every time you see them when they're all shiny and like nice,
you gotta put your 3D glasses on, Jolie. Have you got a pair?
I do somewhere actually. No, I just drink enough beer, and then everything sort of it'll get 3D. everything gets real visual. Yeah. Oh shit, where am I going? Oh yeah, I wasn't a fan of these ones they released today, but this set apparently has like 20 something or whatever it is, or 16 or whatever SIRs
32.
in it. 32 SIRs, right? And it's a holiday set. That's the cruel. That's nearly as cruel as Crown Zenith, right? Crown Zenith was.
I mean, it pretty much is Crown Zenith at this point. Like that's only the SIRs that they've given a number to. So, like there will be, art rares in the set as well. So I'm expecting it to be the same as like V-Star Universe or VMAX Climax. So we'll have probably like 20 to. Oh, I think there might have been like 16 to 24 art rares in those. So there'll still be like a bunch to come, but it's going to be huge no matter what. And they always do like fan favorites. So, but also you can kind of predict like what might be in the set because usually they like choose playables or some cards that have already come out, like all the SIRs and all the SIRs and SARs. Yeah, those two.
Well, these are
usually
SARs,
cards
so
that it depends on the language, but yeah, it's like always cards that have already been released.
Yeah.
So they're just new artwork. So we know like what our pool of Pokemon to choose from is. Like we've got Charizard EX in there, we've got like Gardevoir EX. There's like all the standards that have come out over the last couple of years, so we know the general pool of what's probably going to be in there. But yeah, like there's like a lot of heaters. The only ones that they are adding are at least the evolutions, the EXs, which were like the Japanese.
Come out like no dark Pokemon boxes. Though. Oh, you're talking about for the Rocket.
Yeah, that's
for
Rocket.
Yeah.
Then you got the Pokeball Master Ball thing for the first time in
English,
so it's absolutely like what they've got in this set value wise, and it's gonna go off, man.
This set's gonna be disgusting.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts. Like people are gonna be like punching on over it. I think you're gonna see like the same crap in shops, people fighting over it. So I'm waiting for the CCTV footage of people stamping on each other.
Speaking of that, did you see this video?
Yeah, this morning.
This guy grabbing the whole stack of ETBs.
Nuts, man.
Fire out.
It's gotta get your bag.
Dude, Pokemon's like... This is just the guy doing a video of it, but like... Yeah, Pokemon's kind of gross sometimes, eh? Like, sometimes I like... This is the part about...
it's money, man. This is what money does to people.
Well, well. I was actually just discussing this with actually Gabe the other day. Sorry, I keep bringing up Gabe. I had a mad like 2.5 hour chat with him the other day. Yeah, we were talking about how I feel like the money thing is a mad big component. And I know we've discussed this 1,000 times on this channel as well, but like the money thing is really, and I guess for you guys too, it's like literally money. It's like part of your business and whatnot, but it's kind of gross. Like this is different though. This is the next level, like people being disgusting and like, you know, grabbing a whole shelf of like ETBs and walking off with the display.
Yeah,
but...
I can't say I've ever gone into Kmart and pushed people out of the way for like my couple of packs of Surging Sparks. Like, this is definitely a different level.
Unless he's got 15 kids, he's got no excuse.
Yeah, for real, eh? But
yeah,
but we always go back to. I always go back to the. Is it just part of the game? Like, is it only bad because he was, you know, he got caught, right? Like, if you were just there on like a Tuesday night and you catch the restock, you're like, oh shit, like.
Yeah, I mean, like if Stephen Brammers didn't post a picture up on Facebook of him with all of his 151 UPCs, no one would have been any the wiser, and there wouldn't have been anything that happened. So it's like.
But the thing is, he was still only one guy out of like a whole bunch of people that did that, yeah.
Yeah, like it's obviously like BMing. It's like bad manners, but like, you know, if no one knows you've done it, then.
I think it was Black Friday
this is
last.
A confession. Hang on, this is a confession. I think.
Yeah. There was a guy last year. I know there was someone posted the photo last year of Black Friday when I think it was the Evolutions tins, the Eevees tins at Kmart were on sale, and people were just like filling the trolleys to the brim with it and just walking out with them. And then that photo, I don't know if you ever saw that photo. It was doing the rounds, and everyone was like, this is.
Well, this is the thing with distribution, and like. Again, it's very hard to stop what's going on, but when you're going to give all your product to big box stores that don't really know, you know, what they're doing or where it's going, and there's no measures in place to get it into the right hands, you know, which is what they want. You know, it's a game, it needs to be played. It's, you know, kids love to open it. Yes, there's, you know, older adults that are kids that love to open it, but, you know, everyone's just going there, buying everything they can. You got people calling up, you know, every shop. Going in before release and asking if it's at the back, and if it scans in, they'll sell it. So there's no like training or protocol for them to follow. And even like EV games and stuff, like everyone just knows how to get around it. So like everyone's just basically stocking up what they can, doubling their money on the secondary market, and that's why you're getting, you know, this reaction everywhere in the world, because it's the same issue everywhere.
Yeah. Midnight's just wrote that was me with the EV tins. I was like, that surprised me. I know, like,
it does.
There was a few of us going for the, you know, Coles doing the servo tins, those $22 servo tins.
Yeah, massive plays on
Yeah,
those.
it was, I think, Midnight, me, and a few other blokes, I won't say their names, but yeah, we were all big fans of getting into Coles and emptying the shelves for a bit there. Like, I apologize for nothing. I took 4 tins at max, okay? That's all I could afford.
More power to you. It just does come down to the store, like. I've been into EB Games, which of all places I didn't think EB Games would be the one to do it, where they've said, yeah, like, we want to save some for everybody else. So, you know, we're only happy to sell this much, which, you know, I like thought that they like did commissions and stuff for some of their stuff. So it was like wild from EB Games. But like, yeah,
hold stuff
just
as well.
have to have a limit. Yeah.
EB can hold. You can put a deposit on and just hold. So I did that with, I think it was Pokemon Go at the time. Because I was like, I wanted to buy a bunch. Because this is before I realized what Pokemon Go was. I thought it was going to be like hot shit. Yes, I bought like 5 ATBs, and then like just put them on hold. You just put like $10 per ATB, and they hold it for you, right? But you could get like 50 ATBs. You could just go back and get another 10.
Yeah.
If you can't even afford to pick them up that day, you just like spread the price of 1 ATB across like 6, and you know. So that's another thing too. EB Games does get the stock though, right? Like that's the only thing. That's why they can, and then they sell it for like more than everyone else anyway. The pricks, but it's not even fair.
Got a monopoly.
Yeah. But then like you say, like people don't have training. Like, you know, Kmart, you know, they have no clue. They'll end up selling like, you know, it was like when they were selling Evolutions for $4. Do you remember when they did that? When they were trying to get rid of the stock, like.
Yeah, I think they kind of have to use them though, because if they do have stock they need to move, and they probably take other lines as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, if they were like, all right, we've got all this stuff at the back, who's going to buy it all? You know, that's where your Kmart's, your Targets, and your Big W's or your JBs or whoever, you know, that's their like their value they provide to someone like Banter. So you can't really get around it.
Yeah.
But that's what I think is going on from the back end. Like, I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I see, as to why they get so much, or, things are handled the way they are, or they're mishandled, let's say.
Yeah.
So I just think because of that value proposition that they've got the ability to just move stuff for them and clear it out. That's why they get looked after a lot. So,
is there anything else that does this like Pokemon? Does anything else do this that where it's obviously just a public thing, everywhere sells it, but only
I'm sure there is. Like,
we just don't know about. Like, there's some
yeah,
Barbie
like
doll,
I'm
Barbie
not,
dolls
I'm
or
not
some
in,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah, like
I'm not in the space, so I don't get this popping up on my feed. But I could imagine if they did do like a limited Barbie doll that was $20 in store and it was reselling for $200 online, you would have people that are lined up outside of Kmart that are trying to pick up the whole shelf of them and just run out the door with it.
well, happened with
As Cardonomics said, it's just money. It's just money. It's like people want the money.
Yeah, the D23 promo thing when it had the pop-up shop, I think Doncaster. You had a line. I made a little video on it, but people lining up, all hours of the morning, and it was out the door. And yeah, like that's just the kind of behaviour that entices. Like when there's something you can buy and double your money basically, like in 2 seconds. Like it's gonna create that atmosphere. So it doesn't matter what the product is. I think it just happens more time than not in Pokemon. Because there's so many like opportunities like that, and especially in this climate. Because like you go back a few months ago, like no one cared. There was plenty of products sitting on shelves. Stores couldn't really make money. Banter had stock available that we could order whenever we needed it. So there was no rush to buy stock. But that's completely flipped now. So now you're going to see this more. So it's just the climate. But it's going to change again. It'll flip back. Once the economy goes down the shitter again, like we're going to be back to no one's buying Pokemon and stores can't make money. So.
Well, that was another thing sort of going on to, we're in a boom right now. Like, people seem to think that, all indications are next year house prices are going to go down, inflation is going to go down. People, in theory, will have more money next year, thus helping this boom of Pokemon also. When people have spare money, the first thing they do is, burn it, right? So, next year, in theory, we're probably going to have a bigger boom in Pokemon. We think we're booming now, but that's because we've got, a few hot sets in a row. Maybe next year when everyone has more money, maybe this becomes more. We get more problems like this. Maybe we don't. Maybe people don't care. But Kmart, but every time, but there seems like every month or so, Kmart will have a random sale where they're selling something for dumb cheap. Like they're selling ETBs for $40, or they're selling blister packs for $4, or they're selling.
You got to think what they're paying for them. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Yeah, well,
but they buy so many. They buy so many that by the time they make their profit back, they're like, sell the rest. Who cares?
Yeah, I know. Like the Zamazenta and Zacian Crown Zenith boxes, they were on sale.
Oh, they were dirt cheap. That was
ages.
Gross.
Yeah. So we were able to buy them at, I won't say the exact numbers because I don't know whether I should be yelling out the exact numbers, but we could buy them on sale than less than what they were originally. And then all of a sudden they're way cheaper at Kmart a few weeks later. So you can kind of assume what happened there.
Yeah.
With that kind of stuff. But you're it does feel a little bit rough when we're buying them at a sale price, and then all of a sudden it's cheaper for us to just walk into our local Kmart as a business and buy the product there. And you're well, great. I'm so glad that I bought all of these on sale, and now that they're out at Kmart for this price, all of my even discounted prices that I just bought for these boxes are it's I'm not going to sell them now because they can just go to Kmart and get some. So
well, that's what happened with the Shattered Fable, right? And it kind of probably hurt a lot of people. Well, I know for a fact it did hurt a few people because Shattered Fable, obviously not a great set, wasn't a lot of hype for it. And then Kmart, the week it came out, sold it $40 in ETB. So surely if you're just if you've bought it, you guys, I don't know, maybe you guys bought a bunch and you're oh shit, I gotta get rid of this Shattered Fable. Oh, I can't get rid of it, and then you're stuck with X amount. And then Kmart 2 days later is oh yeah, $40. No one's gonna buy it anyway, and if they are, they're definitely not gonna get it from you. They're gonna go to Kmart, right?
You kind of gauge what's gonna move and what's not, and then you got to try and just pre-sell what you can because people still want it. And if you look at the set value of Shredded Fable, it's actually more than stellar with half the cards. So there's still value there.
Good stuff in there.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of playables as well. So in terms of if you sold singles, you could probably do something there, or if you had a player base, you could push the product. So it just depends on your business model. I don't have a store where people play games, so a singles thing for me isn't a good use of my time, so I stick with sealed. But
Mm.
if I had a player base or I had, a single store, well, maybe it's a good proposition. So it just depends, and like you got to be careful as a sealed seller to, don't overcommit to these sets. But then it's a catch-22, whereas, if you order like a couple of cases here, then all of a sudden a good set comes out and you order 50, well, they're going to go, well, hang on a second, like, why is your orders increased so much? Like, you got to take the bad with the good sort of thing. So you try and play that game as well.
Yeah, shit. I never thought of it like that way.
Mm.
Yeah, fucking A. Forgot, I was just going to say, Kanto Shine said He-Man, back in the 80s, Castle Grayskull sold out in 4 hours Australia-wide. So Castle Grayskull was obviously a big hit back in the day. But that would be people just wanting it. I wouldn't think that that's people trying to flip it. I feel like the Pokemon hype is not people trying to get it. It's more people like trying to make a buck off it. You know what I mean?
But it could be a bit of both. Like,
yeah,
if you're a collector and
probably
you're
a
like,
hardcore
oh,
sellers out
yeah,
there.
it's probably both. But if anything's in a lot of demand, it's always gonna be more expensive regardless. So they kind of do go hand in hand with each other. It depends whether it's like something that you actually can sell. Like, I think there's a weird thing that I was talking to one of my mates with was there's like a donut brand in the US that they do like weekly cycles of donuts that are all different flavors, and like, obviously people are not going to be reselling those.
Yeah.
Even though there was a scandal where people tried to resell them, which was funny. But
Classic.
yeah, like the fact that it's just a food and they've got lines out the doors and they sell out, like it's, different things in different niches are gonna get a lot of traction. So it's
hype, eh?
yeah.
Well, Pokemon, I feel like doesn't even need it to hype, eh? It's already just got its fan base. The fan base is there. Like, it's managed to like last 25 years, yeah. And then we keep seeing these booms. We always see go downs, but then we always see like these record friggin' booms, and like the Pikachus now, like still, even though this has gone down now, has anyone seen this? The Pikachu's taken a hit in price too. That got out of control way too quick, and then like dove down.
Yeah, I have seen RAWs still selling pretty regularly around like, the 700 mark.
Yeah.
So,
It got up to like 900 though, didn't it? Didn't it get to like 900 something?
Yeah, it got up to like 900, but like the PSA 10s still, I think, are like doing okay. And so I've seen a lot of people that are just buying them because they can grade them and sell them for like 1,500. Like, well, $700 and flipping it into 1,500 isn't like a bad move.
Well, this guy's selling 9 for 922 Aussie, so still pretty pricey.
So you still, it was like, oh, worst case, I broke even on this PSA 9. Oh, but it's a hard to sell, but if you sell it at around the same price, it's, if you bought another 5 of them and 3 of them got 10s, you're still fine. So
does the actually, shout out to Frostfall Phoenix, welcome in, mate. Does the Pikachu die in the ass as soon as all the EV Evolutions cards come out? Do you reckon it doesn't matter? Just a good card's still a good card?
Probably not.
Hype still
like,
stays?
Greninja's still pretty expensive out of Twilight Masquerade. Like, as long as the set's, I don't even like know if the set even has to be like super relevant. But I suppose like something like the Tyranitar from like Battle Styles. Like, I haven't heard anyone talk about that card in a long time, and
that went up recently.
Still pretty, the price is still pretty like steady. So
I'm just gonna check it. What is it?
I reckon all these high pop cards are gonna eventually crash. Yeah, but like I said, it always comes back to like this climate we're in, and what you were saying before, Jolie. Like, we went through a phase like COVID where everything went, bananas, money was cheap. Then you went through the tightening phase where everyone stopped spending money, and you see that reflect in collectibles, almost straight away. Then you had to wait for wages to catch up. Like you said, with inflation, inflation's still there, but things aren't going up as much.
Yeah.
But things are still increasing. That's what inflation is.
Yeah.
But now that's subsided and things are not as crazy as they were before. That you're seeing the wage increases across the board, and now you see rates coming down as well. So that middle class or people that have loans are gonna find more money. So all these factors are gonna people are gonna start spending money on their hobbies and what they enjoy more so than before, when everyone was watching their money and the media was scaring people like everything was gonna end. Yeah. So like I think all that, and that's why I like doing this content, contributes to like what we see today. So you see like cards that were great just because like people weren't buying them as much then, that are really popping now. just because there's more people spending. You got Pocket just come out. You had the 151 bringing everyone back, so you just got a lot more eyes and a lot more people willing to spend now, and that's coupled with good sets coming, just going to make everything explode.
Yeah.
But how long is it going to last? Is how long's the piece of string? We just don't know. But I try to do my best to see when the cracks are forming and what moves I got to make when that starts to happen.
Well, I feel like with something like we kind of know 151's going to be historically it's going to be a big set forever. I feel like 151 doesn't even have a real crash. Maybe some cards will go down, but like ideally sealed 151's pretty hot still. Like people still want to buy the UPCs. The UPCs are selling for
people
over $300 now.
People are buying XY Evolutions still and pretty hyped on that. Like if people are buying XY Evolutions at $40 a pack, you're like, well, 151 probably a pretty safe bet. Like
151's going to be $50. 151 will overtake that for sure. Then obviously Prismatic Revolutions. I think everyone's saying that's the what do you call it? Evolving Skies 2.0. Maybe it is. Probably is. It's got all the same things that we loved about Evolving Skies. I mean, we wanted another set where we just had a shit ton of SIRs. That's what was made Evolving Skies so good. It had like 20 or whatever it was, alt arts. Yeah. So now we got that set back. Now we finally got that set where it's like a shit ton of alt arts, and obviously the EV Evolutions are very popular Pokemon. We've just had Pikachu, which is probably the most popular Pokemon. It's looking good. Looking good.
The SV era is shaping up to be better than Sword and Shield.
Take that back.
I'll call that now.
Take that back.
No,
take it back.
I thought it was going to look that way the moment the first set came out, and I was like, this base set is the best base set of any era that we've ever had.
Scarlet Violet.
Like
what
there's not
right on Miriam.
Think of Jolie. Let me know one base set of any era that's like been better.
Sword and Shield base was shit, right? That's a crap set. I'm not defending.
What do you like in Sun and Moon? What's like? Let's go to XY. Like all the first sets. Like
no, I said this. I said this like right at the start.
Too.
I knew Scarlet Violet was shit at the start. I said it was like it's going to take its time to like build up because. Same thing happened with. I've said the same thing. The first 4 or 5 sets, like what Sword and Shield was crap, Darkest Ablaze was crap, Vivid Voltage crap, Rebel Clash crap, Battle Styles crap, and then you got to Chilling Reign, and that's where it picked up. It kind of like took a mad turn, and then it was just up. I feel from there, yeah.
Well, you've seen what happened with Vivid. Like Vivid's a good example, man, because you're seeing like that set took off because of the Pikachu went nuts, and everyone wanted Vivid Voltage. It was Grouse, Pikachu, whatever. Kind of what's happening now. But then when the climate changed, again, this was like peak COVID, whatever, everything was just like, everyone was spending like crazy. But then they reprinted it, because the demand was there. But by the time it came, that shit changed. And like, it was back to, no one spending again and everyone getting worried. And that just like tanked the price. And now it's a shit set.
Vivid is a shit set.
It is a bad set.
But like, Vivid came out in the middle of COVID, right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the sentiment though, yeah.
But Vivid came out like in the middle of COVID, wasn't it? Because you hear a lot of people who got into it in the middle of COVID.
Like,
it was Vivid.
That was all you could really get.
Yeah, right. So Vivid kind of had timing on its side because if that was any other set at any other time, it probably would have just been like, sick.
Yeah, if they dropped Vivid
Pikachu,
Voltage as the next set, no one would be excited. Like that would perform probably worse than Shrouded Fable.
Yeah,
but maybe not worse than Shrouded Fable's bit, But like, yeah,
I don't like it when they have these
so mid.
I don't like it when they have these sets that are very one character heavy. Like Obsidian Flames.
Well, just don't buy it then, Jolie. Like they're not.
Well, I won't then. I won't buy it then. Okay,
fuck,
I won't. but like you get these sets where it's like the Pikachu's heavy. It's like without the Pikachu, like what else? What's the other SIR? There's like the fish one.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, Milotic,
Milotic,
fucking
fish one.
I'm pretty sure I had a.
Yeah, Latios is a big draw card.
I actually did have.
There's a lot of big cards in the set. Like,
shout out to Justin.
Even like Lissia is pretty big for.
Yeah.
What else is in this set?
Like I don't like this set's. It's gonna be one of the best in Scarlet and Violet.
I would say this is the best set by far. Like I know. Well, what do you reckon is the best set?
I really like Paldea Evolved and Paradox Rift, but I know a lot of people. I think Paradox Rift's a big sleeper.
I liked Paradox Rift.
But I really like the alt arts and all the Pokemon that are in that. And it's pretty playable as well, so...
I liked Paradox Rift. I think the art rares in this set.
Shadow Evolve's really good.
I like the art rares in this set. I gotta be honest. I thought this set had the better art rares. Oh yeah, it's got the Latias. Yeah.
Even that Soul Rouge is like. There's a lot of nice cards, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we're in the era of art.
So good.
Yeah, it's so
this is a
good.
pretty good set.
Everyone likes art, so if it's a beautiful looking set, despite what box prices might be, because they all catch up eventually. But if you look back and you look at the art, and then people start catching on, especially when Surging's at 400, let's say, and then all these other sets are taken off, and you see Paradox and Temporal sitting there for still like under $200. Well, that's where people are going to go, and you're going to see them pump. Like it's what's the next opportunity that's not out of my range or whatever. So that's what happens with every set. I did that with XY Evolutions. I look back, I'm like, XY is expensive, but Evolutions is still $180, and it's basically a reprint of base set. Everyone was calling me crazy for buying it, but then it's just like having that hindsight is a good thing.
Temporal.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah.
Temporal was probably the first set where I was like, okay, this is like, I thought it personally was a complete good set. Whether I was like, all the other sets were like, there's a few good cards here.
Look at the art, man.
Temporal was
so good.
Where's my search? Where can I search? Can I search?
Get it up, man. Like the art in it's incredible, I reckon. That's my opinion. And everyone's going to have a different opinion and different taste, but the majority, I think in the end, like Temporal was going to do well. The value's there. Same with Paradox. It's going to be like that mid tier, like your Lost Origin, your Fusion Strike, all that sort of Brilliant Stars. Those sets.
Yeah.
Going to be like that's the the sets of the SV area in that category, in my opinion.
Just shrink it a bit so it fits a bit better. Yeah, this I like this set. I thought this was a cool set.
Yeah, there's some really good cards.
I actually liked Paradox Rift as well. Like I thought Paradox Rift was kind of a decent set as well. I didn't hate that, but looking back at it now, it's not that great of a set. But I liked it at the time. But
yeah, it's pretty like powdier Pokemon focused. So I think like I haven't even like played the DLC, but I like some of the Pokemon. So
the art rares in this set are actually pretty sick. Actually, I do remember.
They're really
this set.
good.
Yeah, this set actually is. Good. Yeah, I like this set. Temporal Force. I still hate all the. I've said this 1,000 times. Hey, shout out to Watto. Welcome in, Watto. And Frostfall. How are you, boys?
The big man.
Watto. I ain't ripping no packs tonight, mate. It made me sick last time. See, like you get all the. These look cool. Like all the SIRs all lined up together. They're pretty cool. They're all pretty cool artworks. Iron Crown, I still got to find that one.
Even Morty's Conviction. The ghost always popular. Even that Eri, man, like the Eri card's sick. It is
cool.
But...
I actually like that one when I actually saw it in real life. And I was like, it actually looks cool. Like,
it's
on this when you just see the flat
mon
picture.
In the background, it's sick.
The what was it?
The featured Pokemon in the back of the area is so sick.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. Salvatore's a good card. I like him. I'm a fan. I like the Iron Crown. That's pretty nice good card.
It's basically the legendary Pokemon of today. Like that's how. When you go back to the 3 birds originally, then you got the dogs. Like this is this gen's, legendary. So
yeah, I reckon this set will do well in the long run. I reckon you're right. I think it's just kind of wedged in between sets, and you have some of those sets like you say that are kind of sleepers, and then eventually, like you say, they go to $170 a box, and all of a sudden, oh shit, that's actually a pretty good set.
Yeah, everyone starts to like it when the price goes up. That's the common trend.
But this set actually has a lot of good cards. Like. The first Scarlet and Violet sets were just pretty, I don't know, they were pretty lackluster. Took me a while. It took me a while to get excited about Scarlet and Violet, to be honest. It took me way longer than a lot of other
and now we're in the thick of it, and it's all gas.
Yeah, and I'm broke now. I've got no money now to buy it, so now I'm pissed off. I can't even afford to buy a box of 30 spots. It's great.
Even Obsidian, Obsidian wasn't the best set in terms of value, but, it was one of the first sets to sell out. It sold out before Paldea when it came out after it. So that's the kind of things I like to look at.
Is Obsidian Flames, is that just the poker, what do you call it,
Yeah, I think that's the worst set that we've had so far.
I didn't think Obsidian
was.
It was too...
But then people bought it. Like, it was sold well, despite that.
I mean, if you're backing in on a Charizard card, it's never usually a bad move. Burning Shadows is a bit, grim, but, kind of hindered by how bad the print runs have been, so...
It's pretty
Obsidian
Charizard
Flames
heavy.
is a bit...
Is this all that's all the cards that's in it?
So
That's the thing. It's still that's why this one's like the Charizard in this set would not be as cheap as what it currently is if there were just more cards in the set and it was harder to pull the Charizard. The fact that you can get this guy 1 out of every 6 SIR hits is crazy compared to other sets.
We went to the midnight launch at Lunar Cards. and I remember one guy yells out, "Oh my god, I pulled a Charizard!" Then next, like 30 seconds later, someone else pulled it, and then someone else
Spider-Man
pulled it.
meme of everybody just
Yeah, and it was like that, and all. I remember I was there with Midnight, and we pulled jack shit on the night, but we were looking around going, "Did that just like devalue right in front of our eyes?" Like just watching like three guys immediately pull it, and then I bought a case, and I opened the rest of it the next day, and I pulled the Zard out of it, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like this is gonna." I've personally pulled that card 3 times. Like I haven't pulled 3 Umbreons.
Show.
What?
Then you get the other sets that come around. It's all of a sudden like, oh, these cards are too hard to pull. So like, you only get the like polar opposites. Like no one's like really happy. It's either like one or the other.
Yeah.
You know. So
It's just all the unhappy people yell the loudest. So
yeah,
like,
that's right.
no matter what, you're just gonna hear somebody that's unhappy about something.
I always like though that Giratina seemed like it was hard to pull. I feel like I remember when
Oh, it is pretty hard to pull.
right. Okay, I remember when Brilliant Stars
yeah.
came out, and I felt like on TikTok and Instagram at the time there was every second post was someone with the Alt Art Zard. Yeah, like I felt like it was just more common that people were getting that than they weren't. But then when like Lost Origin came out, by the time that came out, I was like, no one. It just didn't feel like there was a lot of Giratinas in my feed. Like I felt like it felt rarer. Like, and I hadn't even pulled it yet. Yeah. But yeah, that's just. I like it when it feels rare. When it feels rare, it makes it feel like it is supposed to be expensive. When the Giratina goes to like $1,000, I feel like that's justifiable. Yeah, I'm like, why not?
It's personal experience as well.
It's rare. It's a good card.
You you could open 3 boxes and pull 3. Then someone could rip 300 and not pull one.
That's
so
true.
Like, depending on your experience, is how you're gonna like feel about that set. I think.
The second time I pulled it, I think I've said this story 1,000 times, but it was actually on a live, and I pulled the Giratina in the same box as the Rotom Alt and the Gold Giratina in one box. It's like,
there you go.
And I'm like, this is the best day of my life because I pulled the Rotom first, and then I remember thinking, oh fuck, that goes my chances of ever getting the fucking Giratina. And then like the video I've got up on my YouTube is like me actually like stopping and my mouth opens, and it's like fully real because I'm like, my brain's just trying to compute the fact I've just pulled 2 Alt Arts out of one box of Lost Origin. Good times. Good times. When does that fucking happen now? Never. Never.
Gotta get ripping, mate.
Mate. Mate,
I gave up a long time ago.
I'm nearly there, eh? I'm nearly there. Have you guys seen? This is the Blooming Waters one that we were talking about the other week, eh?
Yeah, peeped that a couple of times.
What was that? Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a gander at that a fair bit, but like.
When's she? Are you gonna get a bunch of them?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just big box, isn't it? I haven't seen anything that's coming through our channels of being able to get our hands on it. So
when you say it's big box, what does that mean? Like they just
like big box retailers being like Kmart, Big W, JB Hi-Fi.
Okay, so like the general public can't get this. This will be an EB Games exclusive. That's what you're trying to tell me. And they're going to charge like 100, 250 bucks for it.
Yeah, it could be something like that. But I have. Yeah, honestly, probably is. But
it reminds me of like the Kanto boxes that come out. Like it was like kind of the last Evo product to come out that was like had a lot of packs. Kind of like something like similar. I reckon it's going to be like the last chance to grab, decent collection box with a lot of packs for 151. So definitely going to be people fighting over it.
How many packs are in it? There's only 12 packs in it, doesn't it?
12. Yeah.
Seems like a big.
That's a lot of packs still.
Is it though?
Yeah.
An ETB's got 10.
Well,
yeah, but they like to display it like that.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool.
It's the highest. It's the highest packs apart from the UPC.
That's true.
So.
Well, I opened a UPC and pulled jack shit, so I'd give that a crack. I've got my Zapdos one sitting there. I got that on. Fuck, I got it from Toymate Black Friday sales last year. I think it was, and they were selling them for dirt cheap. And I don't know. I went there and they had a bunch of them. And in my head now, I'm like, I wish I just
didn't grab the whole stack of them and just walk out with them.
I didn't have the cash last year, and I just remember thinking I did, but I didn't want to. And I'm thinking, I remember driving home in the car, thinking, I should have just like been that guy and just like, because no one was there. Like, the place was packed, and like some of the shelves were empty, but there was still like shitloads of them sitting there. And from memory, I think they were like $30 or 20. It was something stupid. Like it was dumb how cheap they were. Yeah. And I just like left them.
To show the climate, man. How much it like really makes a difference when the economy or people feel better about spending. You know, like if you did that today, like you would just see like a war over it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same product, it's just as good. Probably, back then, there was probably like, because it just come out, like people were buying it, that was a set to buy. But yeah, it's just the climate, man.
Everyone was hyping it still back then, eh?
Yeah,
Like
it was massive.
It's the 151 hasn't really.
A lot of people come back into the hobby because of this set.
Oh, bad, eh?
Kind of like a 216 evolutions thing, you know.
It was so funny, right? Like I keep forgetting that like Pokemon has the cycles. I was at a Gameology, and there was a guy there asking about 151 stock, and he was, oh yeah, I only just heard about this set, and he started saying, oh, I used to collect Pokemon, and it was kind of cute because it was like you forget that there's people who have grown up and haven't actually stayed in the hobby, and like, oh, they don't, and he's like, oh yeah, I just got back into it because I seen like the 151, they got all the old Pokemon in there, and it's like, I was like, oh, that's really cute, like, because everyone else is just hoarding boxes and being like feral, and there's this like guy just like telling them, I just got back into it, like, I really like some of the new cards, they're really cool, like, I think I might try and collect one, eh? And I was like, oh, that's cute. Don't do it, bro. Run, bro, run, it's not worth it. Get out now.
It's always the booms or just before the boom, like you get this mad set or like a mad game like Pokemon Go, then you had XY, then you got like now 151 and Pocket. It's kind of similar vibes, you know?
Yeah. And then you'll get one celebrity. You wait. We're waiting for me and Watto were talking about this not that long ago, actually. One celebrity. We just need one dickhead who isn't Logan Paul. Or Logan Paul again. I don't even care. Just to like...
Maybe Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Please do, Mike. Anyone. I was hoping, I was hoping one of them would walk out with like something, But nah, Logan Paul just like...
have to be like Kai Cenat or somebody that's like relevant now.
Yeah.
I reckon that was perfect timing as well. Like it was, he's got a big following, but that timing was just like perfection as well.
Who's this Logan Paul?
Up a lot more. Yeah, when Logan Paul did that.
I feel like it is something that we all, I think like, you know what's funny? I feel like in the next 20, 30, 40 years, historically, we will still look back on the time that Logan Paul boosted it. Like, I feel like everyone still talks about it. Everyone who's obviously in the last few years got back into it has the Logan Paul story attached somehow to the, you know what I mean? Like people just, like he did boom it. Like
what sticks in your head, yeah.
Yeah, he's done some cool videos. He's had like a few, even if, you know, he's had that case that he bought that was fake. He's done went to Dubai or whatever to buy the trainer, the Pokemon, the Japanese card.
The illustrator.
Yeah, he done the thing with Gary, and then he did the thing with the BGS 10, and then he wears it to the wrestling. He's done a lot of cool shit that's actually unique to just him as well, which I think is kind of cool, which kind of keeps him in it. It's not just he's like a dude ripping packs. He's keeping his name very relevant still without being a full Pokemon guy, just keeping it there, you know?
I think that's like I said, the timing as well. Like that was peak hype or coming into it. So everyone remembered Logan Paul. But now he does something like I don't hear many people talk about him anymore. I don't know if
unless it's bad, you don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, I don't know.
He's not doing. He did a pretty cool video the other day. Actually, I thought it was pretty cool. He did where he was like
out of the loop. I think.
Was that? Well, I don't think
loop,
he's definitely not like my demographic. Like I would like he's still that. Oh yeah, if you're like a teenage fuckwit, you know, you'd probably like Logan Paul. Like me, a full-grown man, not really into it. But he did a good video the other day where he was like, took the piss out of the BBC reporter, and it was kind of funny. I thought it was good. So maybe I'm still young and trendy. Fuck. What's what I say?
What are we looking at? Terrestrial.
Rip some more packs. I reckon Margot Robbie needs to start streaming packs. Yeah, see it'll be someone famous. We'll just start bringing it back. Yeah, someone you don't even know. I don't even know why I went to this.
Next year it's going to be definitely interesting.
Well, this was the prices of Surging Sparks. It went down. So last week when we were looking at this Surgy Sparks, it was 645.
USD, yeah.
Yep, 645 USD, and she dropped to 410. So it's a pretty significant drop, like in the space of like a week and a half.
Yeah, but that's always like natural for like any set that comes out. Like the price is always gonna drop. So the fact that it went up to begin with was, you know, kind of a little bit unique. Usually it's like straight down from release, but you know, if you were buying the card, there's no chance that you wanted to buy it. If you wanted to like just put in your binder, there's no chance you would have like bought it in the first couple of weeks. You'd probably just wait.
Yeah.
The one that really surprised me was the felt hat Pikachu. Like that kind of like did nothing for a while, and the PSA 10s kept like piling up. I think it's like 60,000 now, but the card's still going up. And like for me, it's like it's not normal. Like it's completely abnormal. So like for me, like there's gonna be a day that just something's gonna click and all these cards like they have to come down.
Yeah.
They're just way too overpriced. It's
Yeah.
craziness.
It's just the amount of attention that's like on them. Like as you're saying, Cardonomics is like the Umbreon like VMAX and stuff that's got such a high pop. Like people are talking about it and people like want that as their chase card. Like I know a couple of people that bought them for like Christmas because they're like, this is the card that I want. Like in a couple of years, if that's now no longer so sought after, people like, oh, well, I'm going to move on to the next big thing, and then there's going to be so many on the market and the price is going to come down. So like people like the felt hat Pikachus, like hot cards like the ponchos right now are probably like some of the hottest things in the market. Like the price of those was like relatively reasonable like even a few years ago, and now they've like really gone and set some peaks. But
is
like,
it some
also now a lot of people are trying to just sell them and there's so many on the market, but like demand's still there. So
something like a Pikachu though, it's like that's that character that everyone kind of wants to get every Pikachu card, even though you can't. But unless
you'll never have any trouble selling it. It's just like,
yeah,
where's the price actually gonna like end up at with all of the ones flooding the market at whatever point they end up doing so.
Cano Shines just wrote, all politicians should just rip cases in question time. Mr. Speaker, I pulled a Ray Ray.
Could be the move.
It'll happen. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Hey, I'm telling you, Pokemon's going to become real life currency. Like it's gonna.
It basically is.
That's what I think we said. I think, Lotto said that last time. I was like, it basically is. For us, it is, because we get it. But like, I feel like I think I said this last time, the Pokemon people are like the crypto nerds. When everyone was like talking about crypto and everyone was like, that's not real money. People say the same thing about Pokemon. That's just cardboard. Like, it's like, nah, man. This felt that Pikachu was like $150. Now it's like 300, bro. It's better than the stock market.
Oh, there'd be people out there that would swap you, some, maybe even a car or like something completely not Pokemon. Like, there's people out there that'll do that now.
When they get rid of cash, I'm telling you. Yeah, exactly. When they getting rid of cash, shit like this and like is gonna really boom.
I get paid like crypto pretty regularly as well. Like people always.
You get paid in crypto?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, don't let. What? How? Why? How much money have you lost doing that?
Crypto's going crazy.
No, I didn't lose anything.
Crypto's doing pretty good, actually. I looked the other day. I think we spoke about this last time, and I think I've made like 10,000 since then. That's the lie. Sorry, I'm up back to where after I'd lost 10,000. I'm back above that, is what I meant to say. I didn't make 10,000. Jesus Christ.
In a bubble, you made 10,000.
Yeah, like I lost it first though. Yeah. Like
yeah.
I watched it. I watched it go away and
very
like
small
regret my decisions for the last 3-4 years, and now it's finally like boosted back up.
Gotta make sure you sell it this time.
Nah, hodl, bro, hodl.
It's going higher. It's going so high,
mate. I will be the Dogecoin millionaire, holding on to this shit until it's like worth nothing again.
Well, at least you're here at this cycle. There's still a bit to go, but yeah, you can't hold it forever, man. You gotta sell it for something to buy the stuff you want eventually, or else
I think it's because I bought it
numbers
too
on the
high.
screen, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, it happened, man.
So I'm $860 in front of what I was after I'd already lost like it all, and then it went back up.
Could just bought a couple of Pikachus and you would have already outdone your crypto, mate.
Listen, mate, had I known, I would have just stocked up on Evolving Skies when that was still selling for like $980 a case, mate. That's where I like to.
Don't remind me. I sold up because like Banter was supposed to get another wave of it. So I'm like, I'm gonna sell.
Oh
it.
yes,
buy
that was a massive stooge. That one.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Well. Was it that and Silver Tempest, like, and then never
Silver
came.
Tempest and Lost Origin.
Yeah, I think I got those ones, and then Evolving Skies is just like, oh, cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I know. What do you do?
But even like Lost Origin and Silver Tempest are starting to pick up now, and I bought, I want to say 2 cases of Lost Origin last year, and like a case of Silver Tempest, and a case of Fusion Strike. This is all in the space of like, this is when I had money. And then I bought it all last year, bought like 4 or 5 cases, and I ripped it all like an idiot on the channel, like a fucking idiot.
The only thing keeping those back is like we still got Silver Tempest on our Pokemon Center, and the UK still have Fusion Strike and Brian, I believe. Like as soon as people can't buy them anymore for like their full retail price, like that's just gonna like keep going after. That's what's keeping it down, I think.
I thought Brilliant Stars would have popped off a bit harder than it has, because it kind of did, and then it kind of stayed.
I think so too.
I thought Brilliant Stars was going to like really.
I think it's pretty underrated still.
I think it's a great
It's got a lot of really good cards.
I love that set. I think it's sick. I love the trainer galleries in that set. I even like the full arts in that card, like in that set. I love ARCEUS, so I love all the ARCEUS cards. I think the Charizard card's pretty sick. I even like
I love Arse. That's all I heard, mate.
What was that? I love Arse. I do. There's a good T-shirt idea there. Someone, I love Arse, and then ES around the side. Yeah, fucking Now what else is there? Even like there's the fish alt art, the Luminion. Is it?
Yeah, the Luminion.
Luminion. Yeah, that's a cool card.
Yeah, that's why I play all in my decks. It's like the best artwork for it.
Yeah, it's a sick one. It's a sick. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool set. Yeah, Brilliant Stars is definitely a.
It's the first trainer gallery, isn't it? Like it's kind of iconic in that sense. So the first ever trainer gallery is going to hold some significance, you might think, in the future. But it's probably the best one in Sword and Shield as well.
And it's got the Umbreon.
It's got Umbreon,
in it
Sylveon in there. It's got the V's of both of those two.
Yeah, I love this set. This is the set that kind of.
It's got Urshifus, which are a bit,
Yeah.
I even like the Urshifus. Actually,
I think the VMAX artworks for those are like really cool. The V's are a bit,
I love it. I even like
their cards that
exist.
I
like the V. I like the V. I like the RCS V. I like the RCS V. I like the stock. See, I like even like the full arts in this set. Like even the Shaman. I like the Shaman. The Luminion's cool. Like I like all these cards. I thought this is
not a bad set.
Pikachu, Raichu full arts.
Yeah, I like the Marnie's Pride.
Cynthia's in there.
It's pretty hot. It's a pretty banging set. And then you got all the rainbows still. And they're good rainbows too, yeah? Like you got the Charizard, the Arceus, Cynthia. I'm for it! And then the Golden Birds. Mate, you can't. This is a banging set.
Yeah. I honestly, like,
Evolutions.
I think boxes are like, 300 at the moment-ish?
Yeah, I thought they were.
But you could probably say this about all the sets from 2022's. Like, these are going to be like very expensive boxes. Like these are going to be like Ancient Origins.
Yeah.
Like if you look back at like XYs and then like, maybe even like Phantom Forces, but I think they've been printed too much to be like Phantom Forces. But I'd say probably like similar to Roaring Skies.
Yeah,
Ancient Origins
is reasonable for sure.
Yeah, so like if you're willing to fork out the cash, the barrier to entry is a little bit higher now, but like these boxes are ones that
I feel
you could buy right now and you would still make plenty of money off them if you're just looking to hold them.
Now that I'm looking at it, like I'm falling back in love with this set. Like
You're leaving money on the table, just not buying some right now, Jolie. I reckon. Let's go.
Should I just rip all my packs? I've got about, what have I got? Like 20 packs there? Just hoe into it, you reckon?
I kept a few cases of this, so I think I've got about 12 or something left.
12 cases?
Yeah.
Fuck. Hook us up, brother.
Yeah, they're going to be expensive. They're going to be very expensive boxes.
They are. Yeah, now that I'm looking back on this set, like I'm falling back in love with it again. But I liked Astral Radiance too. I thought everything from Chilling Reign upwards was sick. I thought it got better and better. Brilliant Stars is probably one of my favorite. Looking back on it now, I'm falling back in love with it again. And then I loved Lost Origin. Lost Origin is a killer set. I think that was probably my favorite set. Lost Origin and Brilliant Stars would be my favorite sets. I think they're the shit.
We can see and go for another run, I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon next year they will, yeah. Especially the sets like that, like I said, once they sell out.
Yeah.
Look, SV is going to be on fire too. Just depends where the attention is. So if you get sort of a mid set or like that hype dies down a bit, I think the focus will go back on Sword and Shield. I think it's a good time to buy now.
Yeah, I think they'll scale pretty similar to like Evolving Skies. They'll just be a little bit slower rate. Like Evolving Skies did a big jump to like 550-ish, somewhere around there. Well, they did like the 300 to 400 jump, then like a 550-ish, then like 7 to 9, and then now over 1,000.
Yeah, they went crazy.
They'll probably do this. They'll probably do a similar jump where it goes from the 350 they're at now to a jump to around 550.
That's mental.
Evolving Skies kind of ran again, like recently, like it's.
It's now going back up another one. Yeah,
most people are selling it now for like 1,200. Yeah, like that's becoming standard. Like 1,200 is pretty standard now. I can't see it jumping. Mate, fuck. You know what? It will. It just will.
It will. It definitely
will. It just will.
It hell will.
That's the team up, but it's even got more value. So I can see it.
It's going to be like it's easy.
What's Team Up selling for now? That's like $2,000 a box, isn't it?
I think I sold some of mine for like 2.5, like even maybe like a year and a half ago. and now they're selling at like 3.5 to 4. Some of them.
Yeah.
That's
So it's
still
like,
going.
yeah.
That makes me sick. What's that? So
Like
what's
the
that?
the
100 bucks a
Latias
pack
Latios
nearly.
did have a little pump, so those like kicked off a little bit.
Yeah, it didn't help that like I felt like there was a really small amount of time where everyone started opening it again, and for some reason we're all pulling the Latios. Like, did anyone else notice that? All the big dogs were
That'd
like,
be nice.
Rev was like ripping it, he got it, and then friggin' Pokekloe I think got it. Then it was I feel like Poke Vault pulled it twice. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Is it that rare? Is it not that rare? What the fuck? Are they
I
slow?
don't really watch any of those YouTube channels, so I
well,
couldn't. couldn't tell
Yeah,
you.
I don't either. But you got to think like
Not my thing.
eventually we're gonna have to run out of product. Even like people are still ripping out cases of jungle and fossil and base set, but we are going to get to a time where it's all gone. Like surely in this climate where these boxes are getting ripped open daily, you know, even Sun and Moon XY, you know, Diamond Pearl, all those stuff, some of them getting very hard to find, and they're still getting ripped open. Like I'm sure people are preserving them and have them stashed away, like, but you still got demand for people that want to open these sets. So it's like we're going to get to a point where there isn't going to be any, and yeah, like it's going to happen with everything, I think.
But do you reckon, like, with like, if you remember back to obviously the 90s, like, they just printed shitloads, yeah? They printed millions and millions of boxes. Like,
unless they're
I
still
don't know.
printing it, like, I don't know.
Like, but
It seems
Take
they're
your
still
word for it,
printing.
buddy.
Yeah.
nah, it's got to be like, nah, they'll print, like, obviously, like, base set and all that. Like, that was the biggest thing in the world, yeah? They were, like, printing that shit forever, yeah? There's probably hundreds of thousands of boxes of it still out there.
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah. A lot of people that I've talked to have said, "Oh, you don't know how much there actually is out there," and those are people that actually know that there's mass volumes of them still.
There's guys
out
with
there.
cases of it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, there's people with cases of it.
But yeah, like every box ripped is one less that's in circulation. So like,
I had this theory
there's
recently.
no reason not to hold some stuff sealed because
I had this
it's only
theory.
going down.
You pick a set, you pick the battle styles, like the cheapest set, you just buy as much of it as you can, and you just like YouTube yourself constantly putting it on the fire and just burning it. Like, just
Pump it.
like watching people, yeah, like, and just actively like pumping the stock, yeah. Obviously keeping half because you want to be that guy that ends up selling, you know, battle styles for like $1,000 a box. But yeah, just like constantly, and then just buying up all the Tyrannitars on eBay, just throwing them in the fire. Like, it can be done. That's a great YouTube idea. And when I'm a multi-billionaire
Maybe
one
do the
day,
first,
that's what
yeah.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
do.
yeah.
When I'm a multi-millionaire, the first thing I'm
Sounds
doing
so
is ruining-
good.
yeah, oh, dude, I'm gonna get so much hate. It's the best. That's a great idea for a channel. I would appreciate that. Just some dude just burning stock, buying all the felt hat, you know, Pikachu's, just burning like, you know,
Pumping
20 a
it
day. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
pumping up the price. And he's just got one in there.
It's shock value, but you're not getting much else rather than that. There was one guy that was on TikTok that I liked his like content, and then all of a sudden I see a video of like someone destroying products on my For You page, and then I click it. I was like, oh my god, it's that guy, and all of his videos are now just like destroying, burning, drilling Pokemon products. I'm like, oh cool. Like now I guess this is what you do, and no one really cares about the content, and I haven't watched a single video since. So I'm like,
It's all brain rot. Yeah.
That kind of
Yeah.
blew up though. There was that moment where, remember, everyone used to do get the base set, then cut the pack, and then, you know, what was closed, and then go through it, and then be shocked when you've cut a Charizard in half or a Blastoise, and it's like,
yeah, but
Yeah.
do you want to be known for that? Like, I don't think like
I feel like that doesn't go
That's
that
it.
far, eh?
no, I don't think that's any like way to.
People
Way
go
to- way to
viral
run
for
it.
dumb things. People go viral for dumb shit, yeah. Like, you know, like, it happens. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
did anyone see this bad boy? This trader? Pop one, $324,000.
So
That's it, mate. No.
You want that in your collection?
I mean, there's a lot of like pop ones and stuff that are going on. What was that? Fanatics, yeah. There's just a lot of like trophy cards that kind of pop off like that.
Yeah, because there's only a
But that's yeah.
select amount, yeah. What's his third place, right? So surely that's the only one, yeah?
Yeah, well, there'd be it's from what 1998, is
yeah,
it?
it says bronze
Yeah,
third.
so
do a tournament.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whether they have the age divisions there, but either way, you know that there's very few copies of this card, if not only one. So
Win a 10, yeah.
Yeah, fuck,
pretty-
yeah, well, in a 10, like
Ask
yeah.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get to pay whatever you get to ask whatever you want for that one.
I think I'm gonna see more and more of this stuff, but this is what happens at this time. You know, like that. If you go back to COVID, you had all these record sales coming up. You're gonna get the same thing happen now. I think it's just part of the hype. You know, it's people do it. They want to bring people in. The money brings people in. So you will start seeing more of this, I think.
Yeah.
And that's probably a lot of what you said going on. Like, there's probably a lot of manipulation. There's probably a lot of things happening, you know, that are pumping these things. Probably not truthfully.
Yeah.
That goes on, I believe, anyway.
Yeah, I reckon half of it's hype, half of it's like fake pumping. Who owns it? Logan? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
A lot of people with a lot of money to throw around.
People buy it.
Definitely.
11K.
Yeah.
Aquapolis. God damn.
Honestly, like some of those like seem kind of low. Like top 138. Like honestly,
I believe new 10,000, 15,000 pops. People are still spending $2,000 on them when you got like cards like this.
Yeah.
11 grand seems cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy that a lot of the new cards are kind of popping off. Like, makes me. I was shocked at the Greninja. I thought, oh yeah, Greninja, there's a $200 card. People are like, oh, it's selling for $450 raw. And I'm like, bullshit. And then selling for like over $1,000 for the PSA 10. I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? Like, what happened? Like, you know.
But to see will vintage come back? That's the question, you know. Like, are we going
to that is huge if it does.
Yeah.
But the moment is modern.
It'll go back
modern bull market.
It'll go back to like obviously when what was it last year when we had or the year before when you had Sword and Shield, packs were like $6, right? Like that was the basic of what things cost, and now the basic is now $7. JB Hi-Fi selling packs for $7.50. EB Games selling packs for $8. Like it's the hobby did jump up in price as well. Like and obviously times are tough, and when a pack's $5-6, you're like When it's $8, you start going fuck that, you know, like. So vintage probably took a hit as well. People aren't like
people aren't. I was going to say $8 was $7 at one point. So
yeah. But like I'm saying is like you know
$6.
But Pokemon jumped up before inflation went up too. Like they were already like fuck it, we're jacking the prices up and everything. But we're giving you an extra pack in your ETBs. Woo!
Few foils,
Yeah, and like it's like
Yeah, they did some value add. Not that it was like too much skin off their nose, but like.
But like they can only the market sets the price. They can charge $8 for a pack, but if no one's paying $8, they're going to come down. So like people are willing to pay $8 now, so they're going to charge it.
Yeah.
That's just business.
$9 a pack next set.
They'll probably say $9-10 if there's demand.
Fuck, it makes me sick.
I've got my Surging Sparks up for $9.95 and people are still buying.
Yeah, but like that's a set that's hyped, right? That's not just like the straight off the Kmart rack. You know what I mean? Like. For $6-7, like we know that's what that costs. Came up, put that up for $6, yeah, like $7. I don't care. They're like, that's what the price is. So I reckon my point being, like, I think like vintage, like, does come back, like in the next year when everything starts going down. Vintage is going to come out of it's going to start kicking up again. Because even like
that'd be massive.
A lot of vendors this year were saying like there was a peak where no one was buying slabs. So, like, Shiny Card Traders was saying, like, he goes, I've sold fuck all. He was doing a lot of shows. He does heaps of shows. He goes, like, slabs aren't selling like they were, like, a year before that. You know? Like, things do...
For the motions.
Yeah, like, things do. Because people are like, I'd rather just rip packs.
Yeah, they sparkle in and out. Yeah.
When people got money...
Well, the money moves. I think it's where the spotlight is, like you said before, like with Logan. Because he ripped like a vintage box. Like, things are on vintage. So the spotlight, everyone started talking about vintage. So everyone's going to want it. When everyone's talking about, you know, alt arts and, you know, all these beautiful cards and modern stuff and it's gone crazy, that's where the money is.
Yeah.
So you're just going to see that until it shifts. And it's like, what's going to make everyone shift their focus back on vintage? Because when you look at, you know, all-time highs for vintage, it kind of coincided with, you know, like the last peak of stocks, crypto and whatever risk-on assets were, you know, at all-time highs at the time as well. But now you've got all those assets at all-time highs, but vintage is still like 50% down. It's like, is it going to catch up again? Like, you would think that it would have its time to shine, but what is the catalyst that's going to bring the attention back? Like, we don't know, because it's like, what, 138 pop. If you got thousands of people in Pokemon and all of a sudden it shifts to vintage and everyone wants it, well, there's not a lot of cards to buy. That's going to push up price significantly.
Yeah.
If it happens. You know, you don't have 10,000 or 15,000 cards out there for people.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting.
Well, everyone was paying like 10k extra for, you know, base set boxes, you know, in the middle of the hype, you know. everyone was buying fucking way out the ass for Charizard. So like it'll happen again. Like this card will be 25k next year. Like, like it'll go up.
Yeah, I think it depends on like a little bit as well with like modern stock that is on shelves. Like in the pandemic, like it was so hard just to find a single Pokemon product that was actually on the shelves. So where do you go if you can't find a modern pack on the shelf at Kmart? I guess you go to vintage and singles. So I think there will be a little bit where, if there's no Prismatic Evolutions after the first week and, people are buying up other sets and then there's now nothing available, people are going to look at, vintage, anything that they can get their hands on, which, you'll see some other stuff start to move.
It could be a bit of like money spilling out from other assets as well, because everyone's in that phase now with their other investments where it's going up, so no one's really selling it yet. But like when people start taking money out of these things because they're like, all right, it's getting too hot, now I'm going to use that money to buy the stuff that I want. Maybe you're going to see like vintage pop then.
Yeah.
That's possible, so that's what I'm thinking if it happens. It'll probably happen next year if it does.
And then I guess
I think next year will be the big one.
Yeah. And then stuff starts booming, people start selling it for more, gets more hype around it, and everyone starts ripping it. I'm all for it.
But I definitely think we haven't seen nothing yet. I think it's going to get a lot crazier next year.
Yeah.
Just strap yourself in and be ready.
Bring it on. Drake,
That's it.
Start ripping packs, mate. Boom it up.
Yeah. Don't be surprised, mate. You'll see something.
I'm all for it.
See Jolie burning his collection.
I can't, mate. It's happening. It's fucking happening. Trust me. Oh, here we go. Here's all the cards there. Oh, thanks for getting a real good picture, mate. The fine card.
Yeah, it's silliness.
It's grouse. But these are like super rare. This is the difference. Yeah, these are like.
These are people with like just a lot of money to throw away at some things, and they can afford just to buy for their collection. They don't really care. Like,
yeah.
What I want.
Those creature decks are interesting. That Chansey one. Like,
Which
they're
one?
an interesting story as well. That Chansey from creature decks in Japan, like they went crazy.
What the fuck is it? Oh, okay.
That's expensive. It's an expensive card.
Makes me sick.
Yeah.
Makes me sick.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was 100 grand or 80 grand or something silly.
Just got an email from Cards by Brammers. He knew we were talking about him.
Did ya?
Ears burn.
What? Yeah. What I wants us to rip a pack. Don't do it, guys.
I don't have any. I don't have any in here.
I don't have anything either.
Oh no! Yeah, no, definitely nothing behind you there. No.
Jolie would love this one, but
what do you got?
That one, Jolie.
Is that the new one? Eh? What's that one? That's metal.
Yeah.
So you stocking them? How much are they a box?
I was selling them for about $800.
Jesus.
$700. They're not cheap.
What I want to get Harvey's in a box, mate. Brammers would rip one. Is Brody here or not? He's clearly there. He hasn't contributed much tonight, but
we have not mentioned the fact that he's, he's here in the stream at all.
We didn't even say anything. Oh,
why
you're right.
Talking?
Yeah, why is he not talking? I'm starting to think that's not the real Brody.
It's AI.
Yeah. That's him and his collection. That's actually, I think, his cards, like actually behind him. He's nearly done it. He's nearly done all the
12 left.
alt
I think it was.
Yeah, he's getting there. 12 cards. Alts left. I think he's still got the Giratina to go. So he's got some big ones.
I think he sent that off recently.
Yeah.
Either that or he's hunting for a clean copy.
Maybe you heard me saying they were going to crash and he's a bit upset now.
Do you reckon it's going to crash? You're a liar. Giratina's going to be...
Yeah.
No.
I just reckon all these modern old arts are way overpriced. They're going to get more crazy. They could still go up, but surely they're not. It's not realistic, man.
I'm under the impression to just buy as many Giratinas as you can. But no one else do it.
Yeah,
I just want to do it.
Hey, don't listen to me. It's just my opinion. But
I've been wrong before. I feel like out of the Sword and Shield era, I think the ones that died already died. Like the Zard hasn't really moved that much, but it's the Umbreon and the Giratina. Maybe the Lugia will kick back up at some point, or will kick harder.
It's a nice card, man.
Yeah, like
undervalued, I reckon. But
they're the only
it's in the context of where the others are. Like I still think it's a lot of money for cardboard, but in the context of where all the other alts are, like it's probably underpriced.
I think.
But yeah, look, it's not realistic. I don't know.
I thought the Giratina has grown pretty slow though. Like that was 300 when it
Mm.
first came out. Then it went to 400 for a bit, and I still feel like it was only 400 not even that long ago. And then it kind of slowly crept up, and then now it's kind of just sneakily got pretty high. And the Giratina is a
It's a lot
sick
of money,
card.
man.
It's fuck. I'm not definitely not denying. I wouldn't buy it raw. I pulled it twice. I don't care. I'm fine with the price of it. I'm like cool, but.
If you own them, for sure.
But I think even like Giratina as a PSA 9 like will do well in the future. Like I feel like, and that Umbreon, like you don't really care if they're 10 or a 9s. They're still
Yeah,
going to be.
people like the card.
Yeah, the people like those cards. I think that the Giratina. I don't know. I could be wrong. I feel like that is the second most popular of the big cards. I guess maybe. Like obviously, Evolving Skies has a bunch of cool cards in it. Like the Ray's still cool, and there's a few other $100 to $200 cards in there. But in terms of like the big boys, like Giratina's got to be there.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they can get higher, but I think there'll be a reprice eventually, especially for the higher pop ones. Like even what I was saying before with the felt hat, like that's not 600. Like I don't know why it is when it's like so high in pop, and obviously the demand's there now. But when that demand goes away, and people have all this cardboard, and they're struggling to make ends meet because things are like could turn for the worst, and that something's got to go. And when you got all these cards hitting the market and everyone trying to sell it and undercutting each other, like that's just a recipe for lower prices, really. Won't be across the board, but yeah, I don't think like vintage can still hold its own because there's not a lot out there, but you can see the effect that even vintage went down even though they got low pops because like that demand went away. So imagine when 10,000-15,000 cards when the demand goes away, or there's something new and shiny that people want and they got to sell their other stuff to get it. Like that's how I think about it. Again, I'm happy to be wrong, but the numbers for me, that's how they add up. And that's how
there's nothing to compare it to like base it off of. Like there's no cards from before 2020 that really have such a similar trend to what the alt arts have at the moment, and some of the other big cards with huge pops. Like the only card that has got like such a high pop would be like the XY Evo Zard, and that's got the population numbers in the 10 to back up why it's so expensive, and everything else is who knows. So if you're getting into PSA 10s, like you just have to know that it's very volatile, and you buy a sealed product if you want a safe investment. So, like
oh yeah, you guys
I
would
think
say that.
Yeah, well,
you got to tell yourself, you got to be realistic, and if you're buying it because you love it, well, great, and you can handle it not being worth as much as you paid one day, well, that's good. But if you're investing, still just makes more sense, because when they stop printing, the numbers are going to go down as more get opened, the graded cards go up. So like that dynamic isn't in your favor already.
Yeah.
So it just makes more sense.
Yeah. Smith, you wrote full art trainers all the way. How do you feel about that? Full art trainers?
I would love them to be all the way, because I've got a couple of pretty expensive ones, but like, they kind of fell off. But I think that's honestly a good example of something that had a lot of money pumped into it, and then there's no interest now, and like some of them have stabilized and still doing okay, but that's because they're generally harder cards to get. Like the Sightseer, I think Sightseer is somewhere around like 2 to 2.5 still, and then that's a card that was only printed in Japan and has got a reason to be so high, but everything else in the bin. So I was like, I'm lucky that I bought everything when it wasn't hype and I didn't really lose anything, but I know a lot of people that definitely did, and the market's pretty flooded. So honestly, probably a good example of what would happen with any alternate arts that have a super high population. So
just a repricing, that's what it is.
Yeah,
because that affected the price of boxes too. Like there was the Iono. What was the one before the Iono? What's the one from?
Yeah, there was Dendra, Miriam, Iono.
Yeah, the Dendra as well dropped like a sack of shit. They all did. They all dropped hard.
Yeah, it was like 1,800 or something.
Yeah, and they're like,
that was a mix of just like you couldn't buy boxes over there. Like Japan was like our 2020 boom where you can't go to the shops and buy a single pack off the shelves.
James Burke, lads. Welcome in, Gogi. Welcome in, James Burke. Gogi's wrote Miriam Dog. Someone
But
bought a bunch of
over time, you can't
Miriams.
go wrong with like all sealeds up, like Steam Siege is up. It's $500, and it's it's dog shit.
Yeah.
Like you can't really lose if you hold it long enough. Like you're gonna get your ebbs and flows, but I just feel like unless you got in really early with graded, and your pops are like relatively low, I think yeah, it's not a good investment, or it's not an investment at all, to be honest.
You don't hold any graded cards. You're just more sealed.
I do have some vintage, but I can't wait to sell them, to be honest. Like I want to get out of that game. That
Yeah.
was me, like in the hype of COVID, like buying shit because everything was going up. That was my lesson learned. So I just want to stick to sealed. That's my jam. I want to get really good at one niche
Yeah.
rather than trying to spread out, because you won't even see it happen. You might be focused on one thing, and then it's happening somewhere else where these cards are going down. You won't even see it. And by the time you go back and say, oh, I've got this card, what's it worth today? And it's like, shit, I've lost a bit of money now. Like, it's hard to keep your tabs on everything. So
Yeah. And
I find sorry.
no, yeah. And like I think if you look at what you pay for a card, if you spent that on like a case, you'd probably think in theory the case is going to go up more, right? Like,
Oh,
you spent-
absolutely.
yeah, like it's just so you're kind of right. Like it's like yeah, you can get sucked into cards because there are some that boom, but like overall, if the card's going to boom and you've got a case of that, then it's better having a case and maybe having that card in there to sell some other sucker to take that risk than it is to.
Well, they're there to collect, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
like
think
I
they're there
collect
to
shit.
collect. Yeah.
If you're a collector, like that's the other component. Like there's still obviously the collecting component. Like I collect stuff
That's
all
what
the
it
time
is,
that
yeah.
I have no interest in the value of it at all. Like
Yeah,
literally no interest. I don't care how cheap it is. I don't care how expensive it is. I don't care what it's worth. I don't care. Like I just love to collect it because that's my shit. And then because I'm not going to sell it anyway. Like unless it was goes to some ridiculous amount of money. Like I got 2 Girautinas, but I'm never going to sell them because I love them. One looks like it's going to be off OC. One's going to be a 9. It won't be a 10.
Though.
What's that? I'll burn my when I'm a big rock star and I got like piles of like Giratina 10s, when me and my mate fucking Milky Bags are like fucking doing.
Well, mate, buy sealed and you might get there one day, mate.
One day. Well, I still it still hurts to even just think about Evolving Skies and how cheap that was. Like it actually.
There'll be another one.
It's like
There'll be another, yeah.
all I would have had to have done.
Stress less.
Yeah, but like it's like you would
You'll
have
kill yourself.
buy 5 cases and you could have a house deposit. Yeah, like it's like it's.
There's a lot of things like that, but you just gotta think like there's gonna be another one. There's gonna be another opportunity. Maybe not as good, but it's gonna do like something similar. Like focus on that. Like don't FOMO in when things are already like double, triple, quadruple the price. Like it's nice to have if you want one, but you want to invest. That's what I always tell people. Like look at the risk before reward. If that risk is too high, then like look for the next low risk opportunity, because protecting your capital, as I've learned, is more important than making money. And if you do it for long enough over time, it's just like it's a sure thing that you're gonna build wealth. Whereas if you keep going for the kill and not keep jumping on these things that are already hyped, at these high levels where your risk is too high, you're gonna get into trouble. If you keep that pattern going, you're never gonna get ahead.
Yeah.
So the moment I focused on risk rather than reward is when everything changed for me. And it's a marathon, yeah. It's not a sprint. That's what they say. So
yeah,
that perfectly sums up how you should invest with Pokemon.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I just got.
But that's easy to say when you've got like 400 boxes sitting behind you as well, eh?
Well, that's what I learned, man. Like, and again, I tried to dip my toes in other things, and I made money. But then there's things I held too long that I've lost a lot of money. So that's my lesson.
Yeah.
And that's being in the game and being in the thick of it, and learning from my mistakes, not making the same one over and over again, because I wouldn't have all this or what I've got now or built the business as I have if I didn't learn those lessons, because it's just about making better decisions moving forward. And that's what I learned. Like, protect your capital, lower your risk, and like don't worry about that overnight success or that overnight gratification, because if you do it for long enough over time and you're passionate about it and you enjoy it, well, just enjoy it. Enjoy the process, enjoy the accumulating and looking for bargains and meeting the people along the way, which I really love. When you enjoy that and you don't even really think about it, and all of a sudden you got all this stuff that you got at good prices and it's all gone up, and it's like, oh, like great, it's happened, but I've still had a blast doing it, so it's just a bonus. But if you keep looking for that kill, and even the same people with that mentality, you find that one, you won't you won't meet the right people. If you want to, get the right habits, or you want to adopt the right habits, you want to hang around people that have that mindset and practice those sort of things, so you can, also adopt them. That's what I found as well. So it just all works like that. Once you shift your mindset to that, you're going to find a lot more success, and you're going to have a lot more fun. That's what.
Yeah, nice.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
No, good chat.
Got
good chat.
fully deep, bro. Got deep there for a moment.
Got
Yeah.
deep. Yeah. But anyways,
Fucking A.
I'll shut up for a bit.
Nah, it's all good, man. That was good. That was good. What else is happening? I think I'm out. Is anything else new happened? Did I miss anything new that happened this week? Anything else crazy happened? Man spitting keys.
Stuff's happened every week, isn't it? But I don't think anything.
Nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I look at the Japanese market, like everyone's kind of sold out and stops getting drip fed, but that's another one to watch. That probably not many people in a lot of circles are really talking about if they're into that. But if you want to look in terms of opportunity, it does run a lot different. But I just think that market got down for a while, for a long time. People have sort of a bad taste with Japanese now and shifted their focus. But that's where I think the opportunity is, where no one's looking currently. And like it's the same set, different language, but if you can pick up boxes for $70-$80 compared to what Prismatic's going to be like, you can't even get product. People are going to like shift their focus back to that. Like, that's something to kind of look at as well. It's going crazy.
Terrestrial Festival, do you reckon people are going to be stocking up on that hard? The Japanese Prismatic?
I would say so.
Yeah. Because same as but even like a lot of the Japanese sets that did go high, they've all dropped back down anyway. So the Japanese definitely like from
it's a great time to buy some
I feel like
modern Japanese. VMAX Climax boxes, well, I think I bought a case and they worked out to be around about maybe like $140 each Australian. I was like that's a really good price.
Like now, like recently. Yeah.
And I could like see that being similar to like Tag GX All Stars, which is what, $550 a box.
Yeah.
And that did go up and it's stabilized now down at a much more reasonable price, but like it's still pretty spenno. But
yeah,
like I definitely think that, I don't know whether it will trend similarly to like the English, where it goes in kind of the 4-year cycle, where we might see it 2 years after this boom for English. If it lasts very long, we might see Japanese go back up, but it'll be just interesting to see where those end up being positioned. But like stock right now from Japan, super cheap.
Yeah.
And
I feel like everyone's
as an entry level like thing, like would I buy one box of Paradox Rift, or would I buy 4 boxes of Shiny Treasure? Like,
yeah,
honestly, I would feel kind of tempted to go with 4 boxes of Shiny Treasure. Like,
yeah,
at under $50 a box. Yeah.
Yeah, like Paldean's starting to take off, but everyone was poison when Big W sold them for $49. Like, no one wanted it, but now people are happy to pay $80. That's just the psychology, man. That's what happened. So you can keep a clear head and just pick up those bargains and just be like, like that's a good set and it's cheap, I'm gonna buy it. Rather than go with the crowd and be like, oh no, that's toxic, it's worth nothing, it's going down. Like, no one wants it.
Yeah.
But now everyone wants it, it's going up. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why my mate's his kid's into Pokemon. He's like real young, so he doesn't care. So he just buys the Japanese for him now. It's like, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Buy him $70 a box. Otherwise, 180 is hard to go. Oh shit, Brody's in the chat.
Man. One thing I think that people miss as well is the exchange rate. Like, we've had a pretty good exchange rate.
Yeah.
But typically, like during the last GFC crash, the yen was a safe haven, and it probably went down to like 70, 60 yen to the dollar. So if that happens again in the next 2 years, like the price can stay the same in Japan, like the market price, but the import's going to be a lot more expensive. So that's going to be another playing factor that might take place with Japanese. So
yeah, it's been so good at the moment.
Yeah,
it's been good to buy. So that opportunity is not going to stay around forever. But no one really looks at it. Everyone's all about surging sparks and prismatic. So
I have thought about the Japanese thing, because the boxes did get so cheap. I'm like, oh shit! Like, even just for rip and ships, I could sell for $5 a pack. That's how I think in my head. I'm like, $5 a pack. Man. Well, I actually was doing that. I had a market stall and I was buying Japanese. This is before the boom, and it was cheap. And I was selling them for $5 a pack at the market, and they were all selling. And I was like, holy shit! And I was only buying what did it work out, like $3 less. I was buying a pack. And then
Yeah,
I was going through
yeah.
like a box and a bit a week, and I was like, oh shit, just like keep restocking.
Well-
It was grouse. I was like, fuck yeah, this is like
Yeah.
easy money. I thought at the time, you know. Then
You
obviously
see when
everything went up.
Japanese 151 like took off and got really expensive, yeah. So
Yeah,
then people started looking at other languages like Korean and whatever language they could
Yeah.
get their hands on that were cheap, and it was selling because it was cheap. Like it's the same product. People just want to open packs for value. So like now Japanese has gone back to value. Like no one's selling Korean anymore.
yeah,
It just goes to show like people will go where the value is, but no one looks until everyone's eyes are looking. But if you can like shift over to be like, all right, well no one's looking here. Good set. This was this much. One day and it's gone back here. Well, maybe it's going to get there again. They're the kind of moves and plays I like to make. So
yeah. That's good thinking. Yeah, 'cause I was actually surprised that the Korean thing started taking off for a bit there, but like you say, you're right. Once Japanese kind of kicked back up, it kind of went away, eh?
yeah, no one buys it anymore. People want to go back to Japanese. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, hopefully we get another Japanese. Hopefully Japanese stays cheap for a little bit, because I might start stocking up on that too.
Everything's
move.
already starting to lift a bit. So
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Oh,
my
Definitely off
distros
the lowest,
just been like going up by slight dollar increments every couple of weeks. It's like, oh, it's $5 more expensive now. So I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll get at least 2 cases because in 3 weeks it's probably going to be $10 more expensive. I'm like, oh, cool, that's good for me.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! What happened there?
it happens. Like no one's talking about it, but it's happening right now.
Yeah.
Well, we got two questions in the chat. I forgot to like check this earlier. This is the questions. We got one from Cuz Collects and one from Adam Opens. Cuz Collects wrote, "What's everyone's favorite Pokemon?" Mine's Arceus. It will always be Arceus. Brody, what's yours? Nah, what's your guys'?
Gotta-
No comment.
No, come on.
Got a-
He's
got a
been
couple
quiet
of,
tonight, eh? He's been so quiet.
Oh, no.
No, I grew up with red version. I always like picked Charmander. I was always Charizard. So
Oh, nice.
I'll go there. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah, Turtwig's
my
my
guy.
boy.
Turtwig.
Yeah,
That's
he's got
such
my
an
first little plushie that I got from a show in like 2006, 2007, and he's been my guy ever since.
What were you, like 3 then?
Oh, that's 6.
Like, close. I was close. I was trying to be mean, but you were so close. And Adzi wrote, "Is Surging Sparks just the tip of the iceberg of this new era?" I think we were kind of saying that before. We kind of were saying that, yeah, like Surging Sparks, this next wave is going to be pretty massive. I think the next few months is going to be like...
The gap
At
in
least the
between is
next,
so
at
big.
least the next 6 to 12 months has got to be like just
It's gonna
action
be
packed.
hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when do we reckon end of next year is when Scarlet Violet ends. So
It's so hard to tell because then the following year after that's the 30th anniversary. So like
Yeah.
that's going to be huge too.
it's so hard to tell when this might stop or
We might
if
get a
it's just
boom for
gonna
another year and a
keep
bit.
going for but demand's going to be up in the anniversary year. But
You think
good.
so, but
yeah,
I think like I always go back to the economic climate. Like it doesn't matter how good a set is. If shit's gonna collapse in the economy and you see people on fire basically, that's gonna affect the Pokemon market. Like that's what really affects it. Like it doesn't matter what's happening inside the Pokemon bubble. Like that shit outside. If that's not good, things are going bad there. Like you can rest assured, like collectible is gonna be pretty fucked.
Dude, I am exactly that person, man. Like, and I'm not. I know I've harped on about this before, but it's like, yeah, I'm that guy. Like, I was ripping ships every night, going to the stores 3 nights a week. You know what I mean? Like, I was burning all my cash, and then when shit got hard, the mortgage goes up. It's like that's got to take priority. So then, like, you can't just go buy 10 pop finals a week. You can't go buy like 3-4 booster boxes a week. Like, it does affect it. Like, like the hobby, you do have to stop. Like, it's like. Like I said, I bought like 4 this time last year. I bought like 4 or 5 cases in like the space of a month. Yeah, fuck,
Yeah, it gets
I haven't
crazy.
even bought a case since then. I don't even think. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah.
like shit gets hard once everything started getting
Yeah.
chaotic. So once everything goes back down again, I'll be buying more stock. Every other pleb who's been like holding off for a year, it'll be fucking chaos. It's gonna be grouse. Bring it on! I can't wait.
Good day to have a card business.
Good day to have a card
It's a good
business.
time.
Well, what's your goals for next year? Just like keep the same thing, or branch out, or you said you wanted to ease it in Cardonomics, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm at capacity. I thought about expanding or like getting a store or hiring people, but I'm like on the fence with that, just because I think that this boom's gonna not last too long.
I feel like
So
you've passed. I reckon now would be the best time to open a store, bro. In
yeah,
Glen
I know.
Waverley. Glen Waverley, do it with me.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very risk adverse, and I think opening up a store now is pretty risky. Like, even though it's going to be good times, like I think that's going to be a lot of money to be made while times are good. But you know, when they go the other way, and then you in a lease and you got overheads and you got staff, you know, all that stuff that you build, I just think it's too close to getting too risky, which is why I hold off. But I actually went and looked at warehouses. I did all that, you know, maybe about 3-4 months ago. And then yeah, I'm just like, I'm doing well now. Like, why change a good thing? Like, it would have helped in some sense, but I'm like, why create more headaches for myself and do that when things are working now? And that's how I sort of made the decision where I'm like, I'll just continue to do this.
Yeah.
And yeah, just have fun with it, man. Well, it lasts.
You're right. It would be more headaches. Like, I know a few people who have had successful stores. I know people who have a store that I think is going to close down in the next 12 months, and I won't say that who they are, but like, there's guys who do very well, but also they know a lot about singles and individual cards, and like that's a whole other game to just sealed, like, as well. Yeah, like that's, and you guys seem to know, like, you seem to be pretty, both of you guys seem to be pretty smart on like what sets are hot and like cards and whatnot. But like when you do the nitty gritty of cards and trying to flip cards and, you know, buy for 70%, that sounds like way more of a headache than just holding onto some sealed stock and then selling it on a website. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, man. And like I said, to try to do like the store, the website, you know, do content, you know, stuff like this, which is the stuff that I enjoy doing. You know, even getting out to, you know, the events. There's so many like good events on now, but you know, I only got to Midnight's one last year. I didn't make it to this one because I was in Thailand. But you know, like, I want to show my face more, but I'm just so like inundated with work, and I've got so much to do. I can't even get out there. So I couldn't imagine like opening a store would help, you know.
Well, you get employees work for you.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I've done that before, man. It's not that easy.
I'll invest half. Go Harvey's, bro.
Yeah. Ours is just too killer. Like,
yeah,
having to be open like on weekends. Like, I also have to be open like late because everybody's at work during the day.
Yeah,
it's like
midnight launches, like, bro. Midnight launches.
Like, that's all right doing a midnight launch when it's once every three months, but when you have to do your midnight days every day, it's like, I'd probably prefer just to be at home and have something going on a monitor while I'm doing my stock take, rather than have to be chilling in the store, worrying about all the other stuff.
If I found someone that was suitable, and I would buy into one, I just don't want to be married to a store or like tied down to a store like 6-7 days a week, because it just takes me away from doing everything else.
And that's your life too,
yeah. But if I found the right people, like, to build that from scratch and find the right people to do that is very difficult. But if I found somewhere that sort of fit in within my, you know, like what I'm doing and my goals, you know, our, you know, things aligned in a sense, like, I would be open to that. And I was like, I looked for a while, but I just didn't find something that I was comfortable in, you know, taking that leap. So I just decided to pull back from that. But that could change. I don't know, like, something, like, things happen every day. Like, you know, I could wake up one day, meet someone, and all of a sudden, like, that's usually my life to a T. Like, that's spontaneous things happen. So you never know, man. But at this stage, I'm just going to be kosher and do what I'm doing.
There's an empty store in Glen Waverley, bro.
Yeah, is there?
I'm telling you, hot market.
Yeah. No, I'm sure like the Luna boys are doing well, and there's a few stores doing really well. And like you said, there's probably stores that are struggling.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the ones that are struggling are doing everything wrong, though.
Yeah, it usually comes down to the
I'm not trying to be a prick.
They need to just be a bit more business smart about it.
There's a few stores, like I say, like I don't think there's a few that I don't think are going to be around another year. But I think it's just them doing the wrong thing as opposed to like guys who do the right thing. But even though the guys who do the right thing say the same thing, like, you know, shit set comes out, now I'm stuck with a bunch of Shrouded Fable. Like, you know, the same problem. It's not just like a normal store where not every set's hot. Not every set, you know, you can sell cards, you know, for like $200-$400, you know, for the big hits.
Yeah,
you have your problems. So I guess
having to like diversify within the hobby as well, so that you can afford to pivot to other things. But
yeah,
it's better just to sometimes not have to worry about that and be like, this set's shit, but I've got all this other stuff and I don't have to pay for the rent of my building.
It's
so
true, yeah. The rent's the same no matter how many boxes you sell that week, eh? Yeah.
It goes up, man. It goes up every year. So
Yeah, bad. Yeah.
that's the thing. The bills keep going up, and like if you can't, make money, and you got mouths to feed when you have employees, so things could be going well, and you can plan, for things going well at the time. Like that's where you base like your model around. It's like, yep, I can pay this person, or I can, do this because I got the money there. But once that stops, that could be out of your control because you could have a bad run in Pokemon, or you're not like diversified into other games that are taking the share of the money at the time. So like just knowing how to jump on trends and seeing things coming before they happen, so you're not stuck. Like that's a skill, and that takes experience. So maybe that's where people get stuck. They don't like going out of their comfort zone. They stick with one niche, and that niche isn't always hot, and the money goes somewhere else. So
yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables. It's not the easiest industry to make money, I can tell you that.
No.
There's easier ways to make money.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta have some passion.
Brody's got some questions, actually. Question for Charlie and Tom. How do you ensure your inventory and your collections? And then thoughts on stores buying from the retail stores where individuals buy. Ethical dilemma or nothing to worry about? So we'll start with the first one. How do you ensure your inventory?
Just don't give out my address to anyone and everyone. Like, I mean, getting a post office box is always should be just like point of call number one. And then all the deals that I do just aren't on premises, so like my odds of getting broken into are the same as everybody else in the neighborhood. Like we got security cameras, but I don't like Pokemon's an interesting one where, especially here in Tassie, like it's pretty easy, I reckon, to track down if somebody did steal it. Like try and like track down who stole your inventory, because it would pop up and the police are being straight onto it. We had one of the card stores in town that got broken into. The knobheads up, they like hide out of, or they booked a room in the hotel upstairs, came down, like stupid thing, but like it was so easy to like trace it back, because the moment you try and sell something, it's like, it's pretty easy to trace, especially like I've got a lot of graded cards and stuff, like they've all got cert numbers on it. If you try to go flip those off, it's like you could track down that pretty easily. But for security wise, like, or insurance wise, the things I would just recommend is PO box, and like have a safe is a good one as well. A lot of people just have a safe.
Yeah, nice.
But I don't know. Those are sometimes those are the risks that I run personally. But Cardonomics, I don't know. Do you have your insurance stuff sorted out for everything?
It's hard to do it, from home. Like commercial insurance is a lot more. It's easier to insure your stuff for value, but like when you're at home, it gets a bit, sketchy with, who will insure you and stuff, and if you tell them too much, then they won't even insure you. So you got to be careful with that. But like you said, it's preventatives, it's cameras, it's roller shutters. I've got a big dog here. I'm always home. My neighbours are good, but they're always there. So like that's all you can really do. If someone's gonna come and do it, well, like try to do it. Like there's not much I can do, but I've got all the preventative measures in place of as far as I can go. But you just hope it never happens. And like Pokelotto was saying, like don't just bring anyone to your house. So just taking like those measures is basically all you can do. But yeah, man, hopefully it doesn't happen. But if it does, man, and someone wants your shit like that badly, like whatever, man, like whatever. Yeah, we'll see if that day comes. Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah, fucking A.
Yeah.
And thoughts on stores buying from the retail stores where individuals buy. Ethical dilemma or nothing to worry about? I think we kind of said something about that before. Thoughts on stores.
Touch on it again.
Yeah.
You want to go first, man?
Yeah. It's just sometimes as a business you have to do what you've got to do to stay in business. So sadly, sometimes it can come to a point where if what you need to do is if what you need to do is go out to Kmart and buy your Evolutions tins at $25 and take the entire shelf, like you might have to do that. Like you can, if you're already doing pretty okay, you can be like, all right, I'll take half of them and I'll leave the other half. Everybody can go crazy, and then that's a point where you can be a little bit more ethical about it. But sometimes it's like, well, if this is what we have to do, then sometimes it's what we have to do. But like ethically, you shouldn't do it, but sometimes you just have to. Like,
a good deal's a good deal.
You could just go take one and leave the rest to everybody else, and
that's why I built my page too. Like, we share like deals and bargains that we find, so that everyone can jump on them, and like that makes me aware of what's going on, so I can jump on them. Because again, it's all opportunity. If banter gave me everything I needed, I wouldn't have to, but that's never the case, like, and if I'm growing and I want to continue to support my customers, well, I'm gonna have to buy product from somewhere. So you just kind of use every angle you can. I think that's why, like, networking and even looking abroad, I've bought a lot of stuff from overseas as well. You just got to do what you got to do, man. Like, again, it could be ethically wrong to some people, but from a business perspective, if you've never opened a business and you don't know what it's like to run one and deal with distribution and have supply issues, or sometimes, like you said before, you find stuff cheaper than what we can buy them from wholesale anyway. So, like, you'd be silly not to go and buy it. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of perspective, and like, I'm sure a lot of us just do it in the context of we're just trying to do what we can to keep the business going, but other people might see that as, you're buying stuff from wholesale, you shouldn't be able to buy that stuff. That stuff's for us, but you don't know the situation. So yeah, you can probably cross the line. There's probably a line there. You don't want to go and take everything, but yeah, look, it's a tough one, man. But yeah, I'll look for deals online all the time, as you can see.
Yeah.
A lot of shit.
I like it. So what's he wrote? Can't Stop Legends. Oh, he just wrote, Can't Stop Legends. Have a good chat. Shout out to Charlie for hooking up Watto and sending the 151 for the giveaway.
Good, mate.
Oh, you hooking him up with freebies, bro?
No, they paid.
Nah, good stuff, man. What else? Let's see next time. Cano Shine. Oh, thanks for popping in, Cano Shine. Catch Frosty. Frostfall. Oh, is he? What was I about to say? Don't steal in Tassie, folks. Do you have anything insured, though, from fire theft? Surely.
No.
No.
Besides
Actually,
the normal.
I wanted to ask this question, right? So, because we know how expensive cards are, going back to like the Kmart and the retailers and all that shit, right? Like, just say there is a fire. Can you say, oh, my Evolving Skies case is worth 6K, just like lit on fire? But would they get back to banter and be like, oh no, that's like $160 a box,
Nah.
You would never have that.
No,
I've never that issue.
Yeah, I'm not like thankfully haven't had to go through any of that stuff. But I know, like, even dealing with things like Ozpost insurance, they're like, oh, can I have the receipt for that? And you're like, cool, I bought it for $170, so it might be a $6,000 case, but they're only going to pay me out for what I can prove was purchased for. So I'm assuming that in some circumstances like that, it might go for whatever you paid for it. But I suppose it's, if you can get it insured and they, they sign off on whatever it is, you might be in for a cash out. But I'd say, like any insurance company, they would fight tooth and nail for every dollar to make sure they don't pay you. So
yeah,
for sure.
Like,
that sounds like
even though you could have it, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's definitely. I think even a lot of people might have insurance and they think they're covered and they're not. So you really got to be careful.
Yeah.
Like, I spend a lot of time reading the fine print, because there's no point paying for something if you're not covered. So, but I think a lot of people in that position, they think they're covered. Comes time to claim for whatever reason, they're like, oh no, that's, you didn't read this. Like, you're only covered for like X amount. Like that's in a lot of policy when it comes to collectibles. So I think that good advice would be, like, check your policy, like your current policy, and make sure you're covered.
Yeah.
Don't take their word for it on the phone, like, because half of them don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
No, good question.
No, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good questions, guys. Thank you. Well, it's getting late. I'm getting hungry. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Actually,
I think that was a pretty good yarn.
It was a good
Yeah,
yarn.
it
Was
Yeah.
Can I just bring up one thing before I go? Just because
Here we go.
it's not a big deal, but it's only because I forgot before, because we lost the chat and it was a big mess. But I have memberships now on my channel, so if anyone wants to join the memberships, you can click on the link below and join the members. Listen, sorry guys, I've been slack on the membership thing. I've only just released it now. $3.99, that's a bargain. You can't beat that.
Nice.
got badges, got custom emojis, all the crap. Members only live stream coming up soon. Going to be doing a members only giveaway. It's all happening, guys. That's me trying to sell myself the best I can. So become a member. It'll be fun. I promise. Anyway, that's me selling myself as best I can.
That could be your thing, man. Like every 100 members, you like burn a box of battle styles. That'll be pretty cool.
That's a good idea, actually. I like that. That's actually a really good idea. I'm going to give away, I think I'm going to give away this as one of the first giveaways. So get on it, people. That's my first giveaway for the first 10, 15 members. I don't know. I have to math it out. You know, math it in your head. How many it's gross. I hate it. I hate even thinking about it. Oh, Watto, you suck. Thanks, bro. You legend.
Hey, first member.
Thanks, mate. I think Bazooki was the first member.
Okay.
So I'll never forget you, Bazooki.
First for the night.
Yeah. I think Gaz did before. I think Gaz did then tapped out.
Yeah, you got at least 3 in there at the moment.
You legend, Watto.
On your way, mate.
Has anyone seen the Troll X stuff?
What Troll X stuff?
I've seen it on Facebook. It's like the Troll Oz. It's kind of like a membership. I've barely looked into it, but it looks like the membership thing where you pay like a monthly fee and they'll do, you know, a giveaway. But really, like it's.
Do you know how? Was it on this one where I mentioned how I felt about that? Was it you?
Not entirely sure.
I'm not a fan of memberships on. I think I did because I brought it up how old mate Lambo guy from the block has his like thing. And then all of a sudden, everyone has their own membership scheme thing where you pay and, you know, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
The card one doesn't work. I don't think it works with collectibles. People are happy to pay for tickets when they're going to win a house or a car or a mad holiday. Memberships for like, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work. Yeah. Here's me trying to sell my memberships while telling you memberships don't work.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, it's just on the membership thing.
You stitched me up for that one, Pokelotto. Thanks, bro.
No, I'm sure it's great value. Look at all the value, the live stream and.
Oh yeah, see emojis. Watto's got emojis now. They're sick emojis. Leon Hart getting punched in the face. Me wearing a Bunnings outfit. You can't beat that.
Is there an unlisted leaf one?
There is an unlisted leaf one, but I think it's in the next batch because you have to get X amount of members before you can put out all the emojis. You're only allowed to put like 4 or 5 emojis out at a time or something. Yeah,
right.
Don't worry. There's unlisted leaf looking like he's like 50 years old, or it's a loyalty badge. So you know.
How do I get my own one on your channel? Can I get one as well?
A loyalty badge.
A few more appearances. No, I want my emoji, mate. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
$3.99 a month.
Yeah, $3.99. Oh, yeah, Yeah, and everyone who like donates $50 gets their own emoji. That's a good idea. Fuck yeah.
Well, you can basically use like the Brody image there for one. That'll be pretty good too.
I think
become a meme now.
Yeah, Cuckchair Brody is a meme. So that came from him in the background of a video, I think with Adam and Watto maybe. He was in the background on the Cuckchair. I can't remember. And then it became a joke, and then I just put his face on a guy sitting in a chair, and then Cuckchair Brody was born. And it's I think Adzi has it as his emojis, I think, on his channel. So thanks, Adzi. You stole my emoji idea. That's good. That's good. I'm glad that it's spread. I'm glad that like Cuckchair Brody has become a thing. Oh, Watto's got it too. Yeah. Need a Cardi C one. Need a Milky Bag one. Oh, don't worry. Everyone who pisses me off will end up being an emoji at some point. Don't worry.
Yeah, nice.
Do you want to guys give yourself a last minute plug?
Go on, Lotto.
I mean, check out my socials if you'd like. Mostly TCG stuff at the moment, but as I mentioned earlier in the potty, I'm probably gonna split up into 2 YouTube channels. So this one's gonna be Pokelotto TCG, and then we'll pivot to having the normal Pokelotto YouTube. Check it. I've got a website. You can check that out if you like.
It's Pokelotto.com.
I've been putting in a lot of work at the moment on updating my stock and prices because at the moment I've just been kind of slack on.
Look at this scumbag selling it for $300. You make
me
sick.
Dog.
Scalper.
Yeah, so a lot of work on updating inventory and stuff. So
I like it. Good stuff.
Never ending thing, isn't it, man? Like the website.
Yeah, always.
Oh, it's one thing I don't enjoy, but it's like you have to do it.
Yeah,
that's part of it, mate. That's all part of the fun. Website looks pretty good. I like it. It's all nice and neat. Well done.
I mean, I do have a background in graphic design, so I try my best usually. And
I like it. Oh, you do submissions, bro.
yeah,
Fuck, you do it all, bro. Good stuff.
yeah, you can go check out our submission trackers and get your
Fucking
slabs. If there's something in Pokemon, we do it.
So
PSA
one-stop
5.
shop.
PSA 5.
First edition.
Fuck yeah. That seems
Read
cheap.
read the whole
Italian.
title,
Italian.
brother.
Buongiorno.
Italian. Ah, yeah. I was like, damn, that's a bargain. I was going to buy it. It still says Charizard.
It does indeed say
Turbo Fueco.
Charizard.
I'm all for it. I don't know what I've clicked, but
There you go.
Pokemon, Fiamma, Lugeza.
Adesione.
That's sick.
First Adesione.
First Adesione. That's great. I like it. Mad Dog.
That's a vibe.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. What's your channel as well? Cardonomics?
That's all it is. Cardonomics.com.au. Cardonomics33 on some's just Cardonomics if it wasn't taken. Yeah, I'm basically on everything now, but yeah, I'm starting a new Discord as well for people that want to learn about investing and building a business in trading card space, and we're gonna have all our deal bots and all that sort of stuff coming, so it's pretty exciting.
Hell yeah.
Got a bit going on, yeah.
Good stuff. It's all happening for you guys. I see you
Yeah,
got a bunch
plenty-
of them too.
plenty going on.
Good stuff. Well done, lads. You're living the dream. You're living my dream. I want to do this. No, I want to open a store
Yeah.
or a bar. Whatever comes first. Start
Do a bar.
bar where you rip Pokemon cards. There's not enough places where you can rip Pokemon cards and drink piss. That's the problem. That's the only problem with the world that we live in.
It's a store
That was
up
one
here,
thing that I
or
wanted to
gaming
do if
arena.
I had my own. Yeah, if I had my own store, I was like, I'd like to do like a, you know, a beers night where you can crack some packs and just.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
gaming
yeah.
arena up in this way, like sort of Preston or Coburg, I think it is. Yeah, Coburg. They have a bar in their warehouse. It's pretty cool.
Fuck yeah. That's the
Huge
dream.
joint. So check that out. Yeah,
I'm in.
pretty cool venue.
Hook me up. I'm all over it.
There's me Weiss. Can't sell me Weiss. See.
Was that? It's because you got no Marvel
Oh,
on there,
Weiss-
bro. You
Weiss
gotta rock up with the Marvel.
Yeah, I know. I got one case left. I didn't put it up.
Oh,
Enjoy
hey,
it.
don't put it up. Don't worry about it. Just hold on to it. Sell it to me and Watto. Me and Watto will go Harvey's in it. Oh, fuck
Yeah.
yeah. You selling that for $90?
What's that?
Brilliant Stars ETB.
Are they?
I'm buying it before
I
you
think,
change
that's,
the price.
I think that's about the price. I think that's about the price they're going for at the moment. Like I've still got
Yeah.
some that are sitting around $90. Like
Fuck yeah.
no one's hustling for them.
That's a bargain.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not in the rush to sell them because I think they're pretty good product. So
I like
Yeah.
them. I think $90 is sick.
yeah,
It just G'd you up for Brilliant now, mate. This was the plan all along.
Dude, when I saw the thing before of Brilliant Stars, I was like, shit, I forgot how good this set is. I love it. I got the master set sitting there. I love it. It's a great set.
Yeah.
But all right. Awesome. Good chat, guys. Good chat.
no plug from Brody.
I'm waiting for Brody. Brody said nothing. He's been very quiet tonight. He's asked a couple of questions. That's about it. But he's kind of just sat there, just bragging.
Hopefully
with
you
his...
learnt something.
I bet you he learned stuff. Look at him. He looks keen to be here though. At least. Like,
yeah, make sure you have him on
He looks
every
happy.
week.
He's
He's
happy as
good
hell.
value.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
He will be on a lot more regularly now that he's. Yeah, I like him. All right, guys.
He's the fill-in now. If you don't get 4, he's always going to be here.
Yeah, 100%. He's the fill-in. That's like this photo stays there until there is a fourth person. I don't even want 4 people now.
No, it's good, man. Appreciate you for having me on.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
it's a good yap.
Good yap. All right, we're gotta do the photo for the Well done. There you go. All right, guys. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to everyone enjoying. Watto, thank you so much for becoming a member. You legend, brother. Thanks for PokeGaz. PokeGaz came before. Thanks for all the questions, everyone. Thanks to you guys for coming on, especially threw it together last minute. It was very, very professional. Thank you, guys. You guys are legends.
Yeah, all good.
All right, guys. I'm gonna pretend I know how to. Oh, fuck! I don't know how to stop streaming. How do I do it? Every time, every week until I'm dead, I will forget how to stop streaming. All right, lads. Thanks so much.
See ya.
End stream.